What's up? Did it work? I was trying to stream on Failboat's channel, apparently. It's okay, we can watch over at Uncle Failboat's. Well, it wouldn't let me stream onto his channel. So that didn't work. Wait, what? Terrasan, why didn't yours show up? Is this not connected anymore? The fuck? Hold on.
It's a 2-year subscription.
That's cash in the trash.
Thank you, Night Beaver. Account. Oh, it's not logged in. God damn it. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry, I scammed you, Terrasan. It appears that streamer bot updated and lost your information, so sorry for stealing your money right out of your wallet. Anyway, hello, sup? I am back. I am back from New Zealand. And also TwitchCon. There we go. Name change process starts. Ooh, nice. What's your new name? What did you pick? It better be something badass, all right? Not many of us get to pick our name. Cave. Doug's over 15 minutes late. Yeah, that's true. You're allowed to... Technically, I'm like 15 days late. Anyway, hello. I am going to talk about TwitchCon and New Zealand today. It will be so epic and exciting. But I did make a caveman to help with accessibility or whatnot. I currently have text-to-speech off because I will be interrupted constantly and never be able to tell any stories. Maybe I'll turn it back on a little bit or something. Actually, let me make sure it works. It says in the title.
Scammed.
Okay, there we go.
You never scammed like that when you were the shit king. The sheep really changed you.
There are a shit ton of cows and sheep in New Zealand. That is true. There is a ridiculous amount of livestock everywhere in that country. Anyway, hello. Welcome to another episode of Doug.
You just subbed for 3
GDM,
years.
thank you for 3 years.
That's a $60 value.
I don't think TTS is off. It's just based on whether I can turn it on and off. And I'm going to turn it off for most of the stream. I'm saying that
I
it
love
is
my life
off.
as a New Zealand sheep. Surely no humans in the area are having romantic fantasies
All right,
about
we're
me.
remuting.
Wait, what is that bald man DOI?
Nino Keto, Duggan, Aotearoa. I never learned how to say New Zealand properly. I am no longer in New Zealand as of about 48 hours ago. I am back. Jonathan Reedon. That's how it works. Being a brother just means you have the same last name as somebody. Anyway, hello, welcome to Doug. Chill stream today, talking about stuff. Figured I would just go over everything that's happened. I will be talking about the wonders. Oops, I just scammed somebody, I think. Shit, I'm trying to press the right buttons.
It's a 2-year
Doug,
subscription.
I think I
That's
claimed
cash
squatters'
in the
rights
trash.
since
Bart,
you
thank you.
died. Your ghost owes us rent.
I don't think I died, but I could be wrong. All right, who is fucking ready to learn about what I've been up to?
Doug, there's
Wow,
a bet on you by
hoggies.
2 of your mods. Look at Discord general chat pins.
Isn't it more fun if we don't? If I don't know what bet's going on? Do you remember me?
You should
no.
play Pegalore only up while you talk. Wait,
What's up, low level?
what year is it again?
I do want to play Peggle. One of the ideas that I have that I want to do this week is Peggle roguelike. You guys have to, I don't know
Hi,
if it'll
Doug.
roguelike
Eden.
or what the name of it'll be, but you guys have to make your way through like a Slay the Spire style map.
Having my driving
it'd
test
be cool.
tomorrow. You will keep me awake all night.
This
All
will
right,
probably
bye,
be,
Doug. I love
this
you.
will probably be a
2-year
fairly
subscription.
short
That's
stream.
cash in the trash.
Unless like the caveman really distracts me or something. All right, so I'm going to talk about TwitchCon New
We all
Zealand.
know you went to NZ to recruit an army of Tabs hobbits.
Not only did I not do that, Parkster and I intentionally didn't do anything related to Lord of the Rings. And Parkster said, I don't want to go just to spite the people who've been
So, Doug,
telling me to go.
I've seen that the quality of your streams directly correlates to how feminine I dress, as you tend to succeed better when I'm wearing a skirt. Today is my first day watching you fully dressed as a woman, so I can conclude this stream is gonna rip ass.
It's got it. It's a good. Okay, well, nothing's happening, so, but I'm sure I'll do a great job at the nothing happening. Did you get the quality New Zealand cologne? Yes. There are 4 things that I have created, or that will be created, from the New Zealand trip. Number 1, footage of us getting cologne. Number 2, and actually I am going to mute text-to-speech now. Are people here? People are here, right? We have 3,000 people. That's enough. 4 things. 1 is buying cologne. Number 2 is, and that'll go in the cologne commercial tier list video that we'll put out. Number 2 is the aquarium vlog, which I edited yesterday, and it is going to go out in like the next couple days. So you'll be able to see our lovely aquarium visit that Parksher and I did, which was one of the Rosa charity milestones that we hit this year.
Hey, Doug. Does that new guy still have a job at your company?
Yes.
Apparently we're sending more people to the moon. Was that part of the contract thing?
Yes, Scootish still works at the company. He's been doing a great job of doing nothing. And, yes, if somebody lands on the moon, then he's fired. Oh shit, Heretical Horse. Is that a Warhammer 40k reference? Anyways, I hope the surgery goes well, man. Good luck. You got this. Go whoop that tumor's ass. So number 2 is the aquarium vlog. That'll go up this week. Number 3 is... I decided to do a Parkser and Doug snack review of all of the snacks in New Zealand that we don't have in America. It was very boring. So this is one of the few things I've made where I would feel bad giving it to an editor. So I'll probably give it to somebody as like a punishment. Be like, you haven't been doing a good job. You must edit the snack video. It's not that bad. It's just pretty boring. It's just us talking for like 40 straight minutes about food.
That's a $60 value, all for only $14.99.
Who are you? Me, dog. And then 4 is what we're doing today, which is I'm just going to talk about the trip and show you various pictures and videos. This will be a fun recap of everything that has happened. Number 5, give to sheep in every country. In every county. No, we didn't go through that much of New Zealand. Well, I don't know. We went through like a quarter of it. I think we got good coverage. Okay, while we're talking, text-to-speech is muted, by the way, as you can see at the bottom. So I decided people have wanted me to make the streams a little more accessible. And so to do that, I have created a Caveman AI who every 1 minute will jump in and summarize everything I've said in the last minute in Caveman speak. And this is making the stream more accessible for cavemen. So let's boot this up. It should work. Okay. Seems like he's connected. And it says it's listening to me. So, hello, Caveman.
It's a 2-year subscription.
I called him Cave Chat.
That's cash in the
Also,
trash.
hi, Eddie. You want more Spooky on stream? Yeah, Spooky was very ridiculous. I'll talk about TwitchCon too. We're betting on whether or not you stream more or less than 5 times this month. My plan is to stream a lot this month, so I think you're fucked if you bet against me. Hi, Abby. Hello. Heretical Horse, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, man. Each of those 10 sub receivers are going to personally kill one of the tumors. Oh shit. Sorry to hear about the car accident and happy to hear about the AI things making it better. No, Doug, you can't do this to me. What I want to do this month, and don't hold me to this, is that I would like to do more streams that are shorter. I'm hopefully going to do a lot of streams, but we'll see. I've said that before and it doesn't happen. Okay, so as you can see, it has listened to my voice for the last 1 minute, and now
Man, talk many words to Cave Chat. Say hello to clan people and brag about fire pictures. Plan to make many fire pictures this moon. Man, talk about spooky time and car
No,
smash.
spooky is the
then
name.
think drive for sharing meat. Man, not trust Doug. Man, stream shorter but more, like Quick Hunt.
Okay, there we go. So this way, you don't have to, like, fully follow everything I'm saying, because you will get a summary from the Cave Chat. Okay, let's talk about... what did he mean by that? I don't actually know. Rose's art exhibition is next week. You got this, Kate. You're gonna rip ass. I believe in you. Oh, by the way, there is a story about ass ripping in this stream. I mean, later in this trip. Whatever. I'll cover it later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to story time. Yeah. Okay. Why is there multiple songs playing? Okay. Text-to-speech is muted again. You honestly should do more of figure it out. Yeah, I want to. How much do you guys care about TwitchCon versus New Zealand? I'm not saying that. How detailed should I be about TwitchCon? Yes. No. Be very detailed. Medium detail. Small detail. Get to New Zealand. TwitchCon. I wrote notes. Here are my notes. We will go through all of these notes. Okay, most people are saying yes. Need to pull out Photoshop level of details. Photoshop... this is full on broken? Is it, Dream? It seems like it's working to me. TTS seems like it's working correctly to me. Like, my Twitch is saying that I'm caught up. One of the things I need to do this month is figure out all the problems with a 1K never showed up. I think it's probably something with StreamerBot. Thank you for letting me accost you at TwitchCon and pick you at Parks Rep. Oh yes, thank you. Now my wife is jealous and divorced me. Well, thank you for the wonderful pickup. That was certainly one of the most unique interactions I've had. Oh, right, I have to press delete after... Sorry, the caveman wasn't listening. Anyways, hopefully we don't lose more. Strange. So my text-to-speech program has a bunch of issues, and I do need to look into this. So that's a task for future Doug to figure out. Present Doug is not going to do that.
You just subbed for 3 years.
That's a $60 value, all for only $14.99.
Repeat what you said for the caveman. I've been talking about all these different things. What did I say the last minute? Yeah, Parkser's blog also has a lot of pictures and things. Saw your collab with Noha? Who is Noha? The peanut butter stream is unhinged. Yeah. You were talking about how bad you are at 2D platformers. Oh, Magic the Noah. Yeah. I was
Doug says strange words to air. Not sure if work right. Make future Doug fix it. Talk to Cave Chat again. Talk many things.
Text to
Mention
speech.
Parkser. Make fire pictures too. Work with Noah. Make crazy peanut paste show Doug bad at flat jump game. Grunt, not strong like Cave Chat.
Flat jump game.
It's a 2-year subscription.
That's cash in the trash.
That's such a good name for 2D platformers. You need to make a 6-year sub alert soon. I think didn't I make one? I think. I definitely made a 5-year sub alert. Okay. Thank you, Cave Chat. I met you and you went up and ate my cat. You're missing a lot of context. Your cat looked delicious. All right, let's talk about TwitchCon. All right, so there's 2 trips I've been on. Let's recap all of them so that you can continue to form a parasocial relationship with me and feel like I'm your real life friend instead of just a funny man who yells from your computer. This shit was so fucking funny. Thank you, Abby. I thought it was funny. The first thing. All right, let me start over. 2 weeks ago. Is that correct? 2.5, 3. How long ago was this? 1 week ago, I was in New Zealand. And then the week, how was this 3 weeks ago or 2? It's 3 weeks, right? Probably 3. Okay, 3 weeks ago on Wednesday,
Jesus, take the wheel.
My excellent friend Failboat, Heretical Horse, thank you for 10 more gifted subs. Thank you. You are extremely generous. I appreciate it. Failboat showed up to... I wonder if the Caveman is going to thank you for the subs. Yo! What's up, Chris? Hope you're doing well. That was such a fun stream. So, Failboat showed up, what was it? Wednesday night? So we were going to hang out together for the day on Thursday, and then we were going to drive down to TwitchCon together because it's like a 2.5 hour drive from Los Angeles to TwitchCon. So we decided, because he was here for a day, to do 2 different streams. The first one was this one, which was me playing the Pokemon Kaizo Ironmonathon, which is that we played Kaizo Ironmon every single day until we lost. Spoiler alert, we lost. I don't know what else to say about this. What other details should I provide here? Just route the sub alerts to Caveman so he can thank them on your behalf. As long as I thank every sub, then he'll probably thank every sub. Hey, Jason Galizia, thank you for the subscription. Jason Galizia, thank you for the subscription. Oh, I forgot to press delete again. Hold on. I'm going to make this automatic. Right now, I have it set that there's like a whole loop that I can like follow up and talk to him. I'm just going to reset this. Okay, now he'll just always listen. Caveman is set for every 1 minute. So I had it set up that I would have to press a button for him to like start listening again. And now he'll just listen. All right. Let me rethink subs and stuff. Wait, I don't see them anymore. Where the fart is it? Okay, I don't see the gifted subs. You want Caveman back. Caveman doesn't read the Twitch chat. He's just like listening to my voice. That way it's like it summarizes what's going on. That stream was during a really intense combo with my team lead, and I was looking forward to watching it, and it was over. Yeah, okay, so I don't know how much there's to talk about this. We just made fun of Point Crow, and it was very funny. I enjoyed it a lot. All right, number 2. Then we went to Failboat's channel, and we streamed on his channel. And with this one, this is like part 6 of a series he's done where he tries to beat a level of Kirby, but every 30 seconds, some effect happens. There's some new rule. And then this just turned into peanut butter. And what's great about this, with him eating all this peanut butter, if you didn't see it, is that...
Doug push button for Cave Chat to hear. Doug, look for tribe gifts. Can't find Cave Chat listen to voice only, not no Twitch magic. Doug, make fun of Point Crow. Find funny. Visit Failboat. Play jumping pink ball game. Wild things happen every tiny sudden move. Doug, laugh. Much chaos.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, fed Failboat a lot of peanut butter, and honestly, you should just go watch the video. This is one of my favorite streams I've ever done, and I think this is like the funniest thing I've ever made. And it's great because it's like the worst performing channel, worst performing video he's ever put out on his channel. It's like so much, the views are so much lower than every single other one, which is very funny. But this was very great. So the plan had been that we were going to...
That's a $60 value, all for only
The plan had been
$14.99.
that we were going to do my stream for like a few hours and then Failboat's stream for, an hour, and then we were going to drive down to TwitchCon. Unfortunately, as you can see if you watch the video, we got peanut butter everywhere. Just like, I cannot emphasize enough how much of it there was. And so instead of leaving it like 6 p.m., we ended up leaving it 9 p.m. because we had to spend like over 2 hours cleaning peanut butter off of everything. We had to do laundry for our clothes, which are mostly ruined. We had to get peanut butter off the
Doug
monitor.
Give Failboat much peanut paste, make big mess. Very funny. Doug say, best fire picture ever.
Picture.
Tiny views. Ha! Plan to split time for streams, but peanut mess make chaos.
Yes.
Leave late, covered in sticky nut goop. Doug laugh.
Sticky
much
nut goop.
Silly.
Okay, that was correct. Anyway, so we ended up leaving really, really late because of this. So, it is now 9 p.m. on Thursday night. I'm supposed to go to the hotel that night in TwitchCon. This is 3 weeks ago now. And so, because the peanut butter takes so goddamn long to clean up, because we got it literally everywhere. Can't emphasize this enough. It was on the microphone, keyboard, chairs, floor, monitors, camera, lights, all of our clothes, our faces, like everywhere. It was like in the keys, all over my mouse pad. I had to buy a new one, everywhere. Completely worth it, because this is one of the funniest things ever. But it's peanut butter everywhere. So we had to clean all this up, right, over like 2 hours. And then we head out at like 9 p.m. And we're like, that's fine, you know? It's like a 2-hour drive. We get there at 11. So we start driving south. And I'm on the road, and Failboat puts on an audiobook, and then he just like falls asleep. We were listening to Stormlight Archive, and we were listening for Failboat. He's the one, you know, reading the books right now. I've already read them.
Peanut paste everywhere.
I'm not
Big
actually
mess.
reading the books right now.
Leave it late night. Sticky stuff on all things. Had to clean long time.
Yep.
Funny, but chaos. Drove 2 hours, Failboat sleep while listening to Talking Story. Peanut paste worth the trouble.
Yes. So,
It's
thank
a
you,
2-year
Cave Chat.
subscription.
That's cash
and so-
in the trash.
We're listening to it, and then I realize an hour in that Failboat has just fallen asleep. And so I've just been sitting there listening to his book that I've already read pointlessly, because the only... Anyways. So now I'm sitting there, and it's like 10:30 p.m. I'm driving down the I-5 down California. Nothing is, you know, visible or going on. And so then my mind starts wandering, because I'm not like... There's nothing to listen to. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Do I have my medicine in my bag? I don't know why that popped into my head, but it did pop into my head. And I was like, wait a minute. So then I pulled over in Encinitas, California. Let me pull up a map. Let me make sure this doesn't dox me. Okay. I'm risking doxing myself, but I don't think I will dox myself. Okay, so we start up in Los Angeles, and then, you know, we're driving all the way down here to San Diego.
Man, drive Iron Beast late at night. Listen to Sleep Story, Brain Wander, worry about magic healing plants. Stop in Strange Land.
The magic
think about
healing
maps.
plants are Prozac,
Risk
by the
magic
way.
map showing secrets. Doug confused, mind full of thoughts.
So we're driving the Iron Beast down the I-5. As you can see, have made it most of the way from Los Angeles to San Diego, and over in Encinitas, California, I decide to pull over and just quickly check that I have my Prozac, which is my anti-anxiety medication that I need. So this is a magical plant that makes my brain better. So I pull over into some random gas station in Encinitas. It was like here, and open my trunk and check my bag. Turns out, oops, I didn't bring it. I left my Prozac at home. And I did not exactly want to go into a weekend of TwitchCon stuff without my medicine. So it is now 10:30, and I'm like, fuck, I'm an hour and a half into this drive.
For 3 years.
If I
That's
drive
a $60
home
value,
right
all
now,
for only
I would get home at
$14.99.
like midnight,
It's a 2-year
and
subscription.
That's
then like
cash
get
in
home
the
at like
trash.
midnight, and then I like could drive back and get to San Diego at 2 a.m. Fuck. And Dan is like sitting
Don't
there.
drive,
He's really
Iron
tired.
Beast. Stop in Strange Land for magic brain plant.
No, I was
Forget
checking-
Planet Cave. Realize it late.
Yes,
Worry
it
about
was in my cave.
TwitchCon without magic plant.
Yes.
Doug shout, oops, in brain. Consider long journey
just checked-
back for plant. Journey turn tricky, mind troubled.
Yes. And so we're sitting here in Encinitas, California, and I turn to Dan and I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. I need to go back home. Like, I have to go back home. It's 10:30 at night on Thursday. We're supposed to check into our hotels. And he's like, I don't really want to drive all the way back. And I was like, well, you could Uber. It's 10:30, so it's only 30 minutes from Encinitas to San Diego at this point. And I'm like, if you're okay taking an Uber? And he's like, yeah, I guess so. So anyways, I basically dropped off Failboat in Encinitas, California, and then he took an Uber the rest of the way to San Diego. And so we waited for like 15 minutes in this gas station for an Uber to finally show up. He gets into the Uber. He goes to San Diego, and then I turn around and redo the entire drive back up to Los Angeles. Fun stuff. So I get home at like midnight, and as I'm getting home, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to drive back to San Diego tonight. If I drove, it's midnight. If I drove back right now, it'd be 2 a.m. when I got there. But I could just wake up tomorrow morning and drive to San Diego. It's like 2 hours. So I decided to just sleep at home that night. So Thursday, instead of
Doug
going to my hotel...
apologized to Dan, say must return for magic plant.
Yes.
Dan not want long journey back. Doug suggests magic chariot ride called Uber.
I guess.
Drop off failboat. Wait for chariot. Dan go to San Diego. Doug retrace path to Los Angeles.
Yes.
Journey full of turns. Doug reach
Actually,
home at
it's
midnight.
completely
Rest
a straight
decision time
line,
for
but
Doug.
whatever. So I slept at home, and I was like, whatever, I'll just get up in the morning. So Friday morning, I'm now a day late. I decided to get up and go to San Diego. Now I, woke up. I decided to get like a little run and eat some lunch. So I'm leaving around like noon. And instead of a 2-hour drive to San Diego like it should be, it was 4.5 hours. So I leave at 12 and I show up at San Diego at about 5 p.m. Turns out not only is TwitchCon happening here, which is like here, this is also where the baseball team, the San Diego Padres, play. And fun fact, they are having their big, weekend full of games. And so I show up here. This is my hotel, just to give a sense of it. Here's my hotel. This is the baseball stadium. This is the convention center. This is the worst possible place to try to get to and park a car right now. The worst. And so as I get here, I realize most of the streets in downtown are closed. To get to this hotel, I have to do this gigantic roundabout loop that adds 20 or 30 minutes. And when I get there, all of the parking slots are full anyways.
Doug sleep at Cave, then decide to go San Diego. Next day, leave late. Journey long. 4.5 suns. Arrive San Diego. Place buzzing with Twitch Tribe and ball game chaos. Doug hotel near Ball Arena. Crowded and tough for parking Big Iron Beast. Streets closed. Doug in tricky situation. Like mammoth stuck in mud.
Yes, it was exactly like that. And so it's like 5 p.m. By the way, I'm supposed to be getting dinner with the T-Monster who wrote Twitch for Dummies at 5 p.m. It's like 4:55. I leave my car here out front of the hotel, walk in, I'm like, hey, I'm checking in, and then I'm gonna go figure out parking. Sorry, my car's out there. And she looks up my reservation and then goes, oh, your hotel room's been canceled. And I'm like, what? No, Twitch is supposed to have a room for me. I'm like part of their event. And they're like, well, you didn't check in last night. I'm like, yeah, I didn't end up being able to make it. And she's like, yeah, well, if you don't check in the first night, we just cancel your reservation. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why is that? I didn't say that, but I was like, why is that a thing? And she's like, yeah, no, this is standard at hotels. I didn't know this. If you don't check in on the first day, they just cancel your whole reservation. She's like, yeah, you needed to call and tell us you're going to be late. Now, in my brain, I would have thought that if I've paid for 4 days of a hotel room, it doesn't matter if I don't show up on the first day because I've paid for the hotel room. And they wouldn't just cancel the entire thing. Oh, and by the way, they're like, yeah, your room's canceled and we're completely full. We
Doug
have no
arrived
rooms.
late. Supposed to meet T-Monster for feast. Surprise. Hotel room gone. Twitch Tribe canceled Doug's cave. No show first night. Room vanished.
Yeah, the room
Doug
did vanish.
confused. Think room guaranteed like sun rising. Learn must tell
I did think
innkeeper
that,
of
yes.
late arrival. Doug not happy. Like finding Sabretooth in bed.
So apparently this is standard. And for people who travel a lot, I guess this is normal. I've never known this. To my knowledge, I've showed up a day or two late to hotel reservations before, and that, yeah. Couldn't Parkser have drove you the medicine? Parkser had left a day early. He was already in San Diego. So here I am at 5 p.m. My car is here with no parking anywhere. The hotel I'm supposed to be at for TwitchCon as like a partnered streamer that's meant to be here, is also canceled, and they've said all of the hotels in the entire area are sold out.
It's a 2-year subscription.
So I was like,
That's cash
fuck.
in the trash.
This was not great. I did call Parkser at this point, and I was like, hey, you do lots of traveling. Can you help me try to find something? He was now looking for hotel rooms. I also went, yo, Jabbo.
Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Hello, Jabbo. What's up? Hello, Juve. It was nice meeting you at TwitchCon. It was so nice meeting you. Generic British man who has bad taste in
Doug
food.
learned a late show at in normal for travelers, but not know before. Car stuck, no park spots. Room gone. All
Name.
nearby caves full. Ask Parkser for help. Parkser already in San Diego. Doug in trouble. Call for assistance like Caveman lost in forest. Doug meet tribe mates. Jabbo and Juv during Twitch tribe meet. Situation messy, like Mammoth and Tar Pit.
Food taste. Why can't I trying to find whatever? This joke is falling apart. Thank you, Jabbo, for the wonderful, the wonderful, very kind message. It was great meeting you. Oh, also, Vidal just rated. Hello, Vidal. What's up? Hello, welcome.
Do you get to the
Doug
district very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Welcome, y'all. Vidal, I have it in my list. I got back from New Zealand like 48 hours ago. I'll hit you up. We got to do some cool stuff. But thank you so much for the raid. Hello, welcome to all the Vidals, the Vidlits. I don't know what you guys call your group. But hello, welcome. Love what y'all do. Love funny AI stuff. Today is very simple. I'm just talking about TwitchCon because I've been in New Zealand for a week, so I'm going to talk about New Zealand. So if you want to hear about New Zealand stories, here you go. Also, though, there is a caveman who is listening to everything I'm saying, and then every 1 minute he will pop up and summarize everything I've said. And that way, if you are a caveman, you can still follow along without needing to know all the fancy modern language and whatnot. In fact, I think he's going to show up in a second.
Doug, scatter words. Meet new tribe members, Jabbo and Vito. Doug back from far land, New Zealand. Plan for future adventures. Thank tribe for gathering. Speak of TwitchCon and New Zealand tales. Warn of cave chat. Ancient rival. Lurk and listen to tribe stories. Doug juggle many things like tossing rocks.
Okay. Anyway, caveman. It's Vidal. V-E-D-A-L. Vidal. I think he got Jabbo's name right. Jabbo's a little simpler. Jabbo, what does that say about you, though, that the caveman can easily say your name? Kind of an insult. Anyway, welcome to the Vidal tribe.
That's cash in the trash.
Finally, someone who makes sense. I feel like it's actually less clear what he's saying. Like, I don't know how much clarity he's really providing by talking about cars as iron beasts and plant medicines and stuff. Anyway, so Friday was a disaster. Got there. Fortunately, to Twitch's credit, I reached out to somebody at Twitch. There was somebody in the hotel, and they took like 45 minutes, but then they were able to get me one of the rooms. So they had apparently like had a vacant room. I don't know if it was for a backup for somebody else or something, but they gave it to me instead. Because I was like, I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't know this is how hotels work. And so I stole that room. Somehow they provided me with a room. I don't know where it came from, but they did get me one, so that helped so much. They kicked out a honeymoon couple. Yeah.
Doug correct names, mocks Jabbo for caveman name ease. Welcome to Vidal tribe. Find things confusing like caveman speak of iron beasts. Friday chaos, but Twitch help Doug. After wait, get spare cave room meant for others. Doug apologize at snatch empty room. Feel lucky like finding hidden berry bush.
Yeah, it did feel like that. Thank you, caveman. So anyways, that was Friday. Friday sucked, but I did get there and then got a hotel room, and so that was nice. And that was the day I was supposed to just like wander around the convention, and instead I never did that because I lost all the Friday to driving and figuring out hotel stuff, and then I had to cancel on T-Monster too. But we got dinner later, so it worked out. Yeah, and then Friday hung out. We went on a boat. That was kind of cool. Red Bull got some people on a boat, so that was neat. Anyway, that was Friday. So then Saturday of TwitchCon, woke up and started the day with Point Crow's Yes or No Yes, which has nothing to do with the show Deal or No Deal, even though it's structurally similar in basically every single way, shape, and form. And this was really, really fun. Abby, are you still here? Are you guys going to put this on your YouTube channel or anything?
No Yes.
Point
Crow and Doug.
Yeah, Poggies. I wonder if the caveman knows what Deal or No Deal is. Are you guys going to put this on like a... Also, let's just, it is very funny.
Friday bad, much trouble. Doug get room, no time for wander. Miss T-Monster, but feast later. Red Bull put tribe on waterboat, neat ride. Saturday fun with Point Crow game like strange boat. Deal mammoth trade. Doug ask if tribe keep good memory for future. Cave chat not no deal or no deal, confuse rocks and fire.
Okay. I did win the stream, by the way, Abby, because I'm the person on the front of the thumbnail. So just go ahead and let Point Crow know that I won. In fact, I should get to put the video on my channel now. That is how it works. Anyway, in theory, this will be up on YouTube somewhere other than this version that the full thing on Twitch. I don't know. But anyway, this was fun. I don't know how much to say about this really.
Welcome.
Oh,
wow, we have a lot of people.
The main funny thing I think was that there was a teleprompter, which I've never used before, and then and then I realized like 4 minutes into the show, Point Crow kept looking at me. There were like these long pauses. And it took several minutes for me to realize that there were all these things I was supposed to have been saying that I just forgot that the teleprompter was there.
We're your hosts. I'm Point Crow, and this is Doug. Doug, how you feeling?
I'm doing great. I'm here to represent...
Doug Windstream claim victory over Point Crow. Post as thumbnail leader. Doug demand video on personal cave channel.
Oh, that's
fun
true.
Times. Doug use strange word screen called teleprompter. Forget to speak words on magic screen. Cause long pauses. Much confusion. Doug laugh at mishap like finding mammoth with no tusks.
Don't worry, Abby. I got you. Okay, but I have a bone to pick with you because you said you didn't want lines written, but I still wanted you to have space to react. No. So yeah, we talked about this. So you, to be clear, Abby, who produced the show, did say like, what do you want for the teleprompter? And I think I said like just vague kind of instructions, not specific lines are good. That's what I remember. But it's not even about that, Abby. I like literally forgot to look at it at all. And then once I started looking at it, I was like, oh God, I can't do this. So then I would just read it verbatim.
I'm Point Crow, and this is Doug. How you
Also,
doing?
I was supposed to have white pants to match the look, but then the pants we got were like the largest human pants I have ever seen. It was like they could fit a hippo. Like it was like it was literally like 8 inches off of my waist in terms of like holding it out. So Abby tried to salvage it by stapling the pants to itself so that it would be like not as wide. But that didn't work either, and so I just wore my black pants. Wait, why do you keep getting
Doug
banned?
confessed
Oh, it's too
problem
many
with Abby
caps.
about magic word screen. Forgot to look, then panic read words. Pants trouble. Big like mammoth skin, not fit Doug tiny waist. Abby try fix with stick pins. Pants still too big like cave roof on Stickman. Doug laugh.
What?
Day full of chaos and jest.
Yeah. I think we have an all caps limit of like 40 characters or something. That's right. Your caps lock is broken. Yeah, and I was walking around, the pants kept falling. Immediately when I tried putting on the pants, I was like, there's no way. This is not going to work. And then Abby really was trying to make the pants work. So, unfortunately, staples did not do anything. So I just had to wear normal jeans like a coward. I'm doing great. I'm here to represent you, the will of the people, the live audience, who I will now call chat, as well as the online chat, who is saying, let's go.
Nice.
It was still, the look is still good. It would have been funny with the white pants, but that's okay. And now I have this white jacket.
Yeah, let's go. Great thing. Now let's get to the game. All right, before us are 6 cases.
Okay, wait, this is all...
And playing the division, each of our reveal and not the...
Oh, do I...
We're leaving with...
Oh, yeah, this is the part where I, like, realized that I'm supposed to be looking at the teleprompter.
Hey. It's gonna be great.
You can hear... This is the moment, just for people who are aware. Hold on.
Each case and what was inside each case.
I think this is my line, right? I don't know
Doug
if you
try
remember,
wear
Abby.
giant mammoth pants, but they fall down. Abby try fix with stick pins, no help.
Yeah.
Doug wear normal leg skins like scared rabbit. Looks still good, but miss white pants joke. Doug laugh at teleprompter moment. Still confused words on magic screen. Doug shake head like bird losing feathers.
What? That doesn't even... Okay, I'm pretty sure at this point on the teleprompter, Abby might be able to confirm. I think the teleprompter then said, like, Doug explains what the cases are.
And Ethan Nestor.
So I think here was where
Each of our contestants will start by selecting
No,
a
this is
case
still him.
to take home. And then one by one, we will reveal each case and what was inside each case.
So, okay. This is, I'm pretty sure, because I remember looking up at the teleprompter at this point, they were like, oh, fuck, I was supposed to say a lot of this.
And not the prize that they are leaving with today. That'll be great.
Oh, do I? Oh,
sorry.
That is him. He has been waiting for me. He has been waiting for me to interject. It's like clearly there on the teleprompter, and then I just haven't been saying anything. So I'm pretty sure he had to do like several of my segments, and then he's like, you can see here, just like It's gonna be great, Doug. Like,
wow, are all of these prizes actually fabulous?
Yes. Yeah, yes. Perfect.
And then I realized there was a teleprompter. I was like, oh, fuck, all right, I'm just gonna lean into it.
You're right on cue.
Doug, see magic word
He's
screen
doing
say,
great.
Doug explain, realize mistake,
each round will
forget to
contain
speak,
a grand
Point Crow wait for
prize.
Doug words,
Point Crow carried.
Doug,
I
see words
forgot
too
the
late,
lot.
realize missed many
Right,
parts,
so let's take a look
Point
at the
Crow
prize
cover for
ladder
Doug,
right over here.
who
Right, so
scramble
as
like
you
lost
can see, the
squirrel,
singular
Doug
grand
laugh at
prize
error,
or
like
gold
mammoth
prize is at the
trying
top.
dance.
But also out there, in the other cases, are 2 silver.
Yes, there were several times in this show where like I was supposed to say something, and it wasn't even like a scripted line really, except for like a few times there was like jokey scripted, but like for the most part it was just like Doug comments, and I would just like forget, and then I would just not be looking at the teleprompter, so I'm not used to it. So then Point Crow would have to improv.
Prizes, and then 3 bronze prizes, which are like less than spectacular, but you know, there's still going to be a treat.
Doug really
It'll be
fumbled
great.
this one.
Right, and then now you go to the queue next.
But then he leaned into it, and then us all reading shittily off the teleprompter became a very funny joke throughout the whole thing. So it worked out great. It was really fun. But it wasn't like planned in advance that we were gonna like constantly be playing off of the teleprompter or something. I just literally forgot.
Are the bronze prizes bad?
Oh, perfect. Right, there's a whoa! There was a prize.
Yeah.
What?
Doug would suck at SNL cold
Chat saying I'm
opens.
doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm not like
doing a great job.
I'm not like a
Doing great.
comedian.
That's my co-host right there, right? And then afterwards.
That seems like a reasonable premise. How can you lose?
So this is again, he like
Doug missed
even
many
here.
cues, words not
doing a
scripted.
great
Forget
job.
to see magic screen, Point Crow improvise.
Like here.
Doug stumble
He's like, whoa,
clumsy
and
bear,
then
all
I'm
read screen
supposed to say
badly
the next
become
thing.
funny part of thing. Not planned.
I-
But Doug, make fun out of chaos.
Yeah, I was
Doug,
just
no
constantly
skilled tribe
not
jester,
realizing
but
what was
play
going
along
on.
to much laughter.
Chat saying I'm doing a good job.
So I say, chat says I'm doing a good job. I'm supposed to say something from the teleprompter. I'm supposed to like cue the next thing.
You're doing a great job.
Chad's loving
You're doing
it.
it great. That's my co-host right there, right? And then afterwards.
I'm just literally not.
That seems like a reasonable premise. How can you lose?
Oh, wow! Whoa! Yeah! There is no losing in yes or no yes. Our contestants will be leaving with something if I have to tape it to them and then drag them out the door.
Yeah, but this show, I mean, I won't show the whole thing. It's here on YouTube. It was a lot of fun. Caroline came out and she was great, and they got a custom portrait made of her, which is fantastic. And then Ted came out and did Ted things. And then I guess one other story about this that is funny is, okay, so Ethan comes out.
You want Caroline's
Wait, this is like an
portrait?
It's actual paint.
So Ethan
yeah, it's
Nestor is
actually
the
painted
final
on. It's
contestant.
good.
Well, hey.
Oh, you gave the portrait to her? Okay, nice.
Whatever.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is too early.
It's awesome. I don't know.
All right, this last streamer making
Doug
his
unsure of
first-
own performance. Teleprompter confusion.
That's cash in
Fun
the trash.
caught on YouTube. Caroline appear. Get pretty rock art. Ted do typical Ted things. Ethan Nestor enter as last tribe player. Portrait gift makes smiles.
Okay,
Story funny like mammoth wearing
Okay, you're
people
really
hat.
focused on he's really focused on mammoths. Yeah, the rock art did go to Caroline, I guess. So backstage when we were setting this up, because the pants that we got for me ended up being 39 sizes too large, I also didn't have a belt. I usually forget to wear belts. And so that would have helped if like I had a belt or something. And then even when I just started using my own jeans, it would have looked better to have a belt with this weird getup I have. And then Ethan Nestor was there and he had an awesome belt. And I was like, "Oh, hey, could I have that? Like, could I just borrow your belt?" Because that was just the belt he came with. And I was like, that way I can use it for the show and you'll have your own costume. And he was like, no, this is what I'm wearing for the show. I'm like, oh, that's damn. Okay. Well, I don't want to like steal your belt or whatever. And he's like, no, you can have it. You can have it. And I was like, no, like if it's your belt, you're going to bring it. And I was like, wait a minute. What if I take it from you on stage? And he's like, yeah, okay. So then
appearance since
this
his
we planned.
Twitch ban. For one day and one day only, Ethan Nestor.
Ethan Nestor! Welcome!
Woo!
Welcome!
Thank you so much. Thank you for being on the show.
I found what you could never.
That's
Live chat's going crazy.
Ooh, actually, I forgot my belt.
So this was planned.
Doug obsessed with mammoths. Pants too big,
No,
no
you're
belt, forget
obsessed
to
with
wear
mammoths.
belts often. Ethan
I
Nestor
say
have
no
nice belt,
yes
Doug
to
want
this?
borrow. Ethan say no at first.
Alright,
Belt part of
Is
own
that a
show look.
prize?
Doug
Like,
suggests
it's
stage
got
belt
two
snatch.
horses. Well, I
Ethan
forgot
agree.
mine. He needed
Plan
the help. He
made
needed the
like
help.
caveman
Gotcha,
sneaking
gotcha.
meat from
Do I-
another's
wow.
fire.
Can I have this?
if you, I mean, you want Caroline's
Wait, this is like an actual.
So we planned that, but then I don't know why. It's just the brain. it'd be funny to steal his shirt.
Paint.
That away from her. What did I forget here?
I don't. No. Yes. No. Yes. Oh.
Ladies, greatest. We're not. So go down.
I'm sure it's good. Can I have your shoes?
My shoes?
Yeah.
What? I didn't want my shoes.
All right.
So this
Come
is
on,
not
man.
planned.
It's gonna be okay. Tell Ethan about the grand prize. I'm sure it's gonna be great, and we all want to hear about
All
it.
right, Ethan.
What size shoe do you wear?
Ethan, what is going on here?
Ethan-
The grand prize, Ethan, that you're playing for.
Ethan has very small
I wear
shoes.
size 9.
Those are 13.
It's good.
Why don't we hear about the grand prize?
So then I'm like awkwardly balancing on my heels for the rest of the show.
Apparently I'm a size 7. The grand prize.
Why are
you're
you
playing
still
for today,
slowly stealing
and
this
will
man's clothes?
definitely win.
Well, just like the teleprompter bit, it started as a bit, and then it was like, well, we can keep going. We can keep going. Well, there's no reason to stop.
It's good for me.
Why don't we hear about the grand prize?
Did you ruin his shoes? I did press the
Apparently I'm
back a
size 7. The
lot.
grand prize you're playing for today, and will definitely win. Hopefully, we've had really bad.
So yeah,
luck
this
with
is
these
not a
contestants.
bit. It was like very,
And not
very
leaving for
hard
the
to
banker
stand up.
Is a taxidermy raccoon.
So we didn't
Doug
know.
snag Ethan's shoes,
I know you
small and
really
tricky.
like them.
Doug balance on heels, become unplanned
Right there.
jest.
I
Clothes
love
bit start
raccoons,
accidental,
and
grow
it's
funny like
upsetting that
rolling
this
rock.
poor
Shoes
boy had
squished,
to die.
not ruined.
But
Doug just
I
like
will-
clever
I assume
birds
they
stealing
didn't
net
kill us for the
twigs.
Oh, wait, we can't.
So we didn't. The people on the show, we didn't know any of the prizes. I think only Abby did. I don't even know if Point Crow knew the like prizes that they got. He probably did. But anyway, this was awesome, and Ethan was like genuinely so excited for it. And then of course.
Kind of looks like my dog a little bit.
This is your.
So then,
Chats United, everybody.
what is the context of me stealing his shirt?
So, it's time to pick your.
Big feet.
I'm still wearing his shoes.
Wait, but careful.
Okay, I don't.
Oh no, I can't. No, hold on.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna swap shirts with him, and then realized my microphone is attached to mine, so I couldn't. So instead, I just took his.
I'll just have to wear yours.
I'll be the contestant. Wow, these are the two co-hosts.
I'll take. No, just take it. I don't care anymore.
Sorry, what number again?
I did wonder at this point of like, I wonder if Ethan doesn't like this, that I am just taking all of the clothes on like in the middle of this show.
Are you gonna take my pants next?
No, he's gonna be taking your dignity soon.
I'm pretty sure he was having a good time with it.
Case
But
number 3.
in fact, I'm sure he was because we talked about it. But
Number 3.
in the moment, I was wondering.
Bronze.
Doug and Tribe, not no prize secrets. Maybe only Abby and Point Crow know. Ethan very excited for show. Doug continue, close snatch act, think about swapping shirts. Microphone stop, shirt swap. Doug just take Ethan's shirt instead. Doug ponder if Ethan upset like Caveman, wondering if Revolve angry after borrowing spear. Playful chaos, much laughter.
Yeah, put him in the.
Okay, so the way this works is that if he reveals the prize, then he doesn't get it anymore. So they revealed that the raccoon was one of the things that he like gave up, so he loses the raccoon in the game show, and then the raccoon
Oh no.
is lost as a prize,
It's all right. Hey,
Like him.
are you okay, man? It's all right. Is everything all right?
and then we place the raccoon over in the pile of prizes that have been lost, which includes like a kayak.
You know?
So
Put
then
him in the canoe.
we
Put
put
him
him
in the canoe.
and then realized that like
yeah.
all of the clothes I have from Ethan would fit him perfectly.
Viking funeral him. Oh, put my shoes on his feet.
So then we like fully set him up.
Shirt.
Oh, look, he's so cute.
Well, like, what's even the point?
Yeah, music.
Abby, I don't know why the music would shred. I loved the music. It would just kick up at random times.
Show rule prize
laughing
reveal
so
means
hard.
lost. Raccoon prize gone. Join lost prize pile with kayak. Doug notice Ethan's clothes fit raccoon. Dress raccoon in stolen attire. Make fun scene. Raccoon now fashion leader like chief of lost prize tribe.
Yes, he was the fashion leader. Like it's just like
Oh, look, he's so cute.
it's like if you had like sentimental music or something.
Well, like, what's even the point?
Yeah, music.
Speaking of the point, we got the banker calling in.
Man.
Wait. You guys didn't follow the prompter, which had all the prompts, so they were just guessing cues. Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense that this would be like impossible to follow as a show producer because we were just not following anything.
Fun stuff back here. Thank you, production.
Oh, right, because this is to kick off Failboat as the banker, but I didn't follow that at all because I was just dressing up the raccoon.
Removing all these cases and.
That makes more sense. Okay.
Real.
But yeah, by the end of this, we had the raccoon sitting up in the middle.
I need to bring out.
He looks like Luke Skywalker or something with like a little little robe. Do we get a close up of him anywhere? Anyway, the raccoon was like my favorite part. He's so funny. The fact that it somehow like progressed from I'm gonna borrow Ethan's belt to I'm gonna take it on stage. I'm gonna take all of his clothes.
Like
to I'm gonna dress up the raccoon.
Leader,
it's just wonderful.
Show chaos.
I enjoyed
Tribe
it a lot.
not follow prompts. Guessing much. Failboat ignore. Doug busy with raccoon dress up. Raccoon look like robe wearing hero. Funny sight. Raccoon still show like star and sky. Doug's favorite part.
Confusing. The
Wait, do we get? I think there's like a close up of the raccoon at the end. Oh, this is the ending. Oh no, never mind. Well, anyway, so Ethan did take the raccoon home. Sorry to ruin the show for everybody, but everybody did get to keep the things they wanted. I assume Ted didn't keep the air fryer though. Abby can back that up. So in reality, this was an experiment of how far you can go with your shenanigans before production steps in. I don't know. I mean, I'm like, as a reminder, I actually ran shows for like 3 years. I do know the like technical background of like how all this stuff works, and this would be very hard to produce with this group of people. Like I did not make it easy, but I think it was fun. I think the vibe of it was very, very fun. I'm obviously biased because I'm the one who decided what to do, but I had a great time with it. It was so fun. Like I enjoyed this a lot, and I did not know how much I would enjoy it. Anyway, that was Saturday morning. Dan is insane. Dan is wonderful.
Raccoon close-up missed, but Ethan take fashion raccoon home. Tribe keep desired prizes except maybe Ted's air fire. Show test limits of antics before tribe leaders step in. Doug remember own show running skills, no chaos challenge. Admit difficult control but fun chaos strong. Enjoy much like Mammoth Romp and Wild.
Monster?
Doug think good time. Happy like sun after storm.
I am back from New Zealand. We didn't end up going to Hobbiton, T. Sorry. Glad you enjoyed the show. Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, this is essentially the first live show I've done. Well, that's not true. It's certainly the one I've hosted. I guess I've done like 4 live shows now, kind of, technically. I did a panel. I did like a game show at the end of Open Sauce, but that was like, I was just sort of one person in a thing. I guess Shufflemania kind of counts, but that's not like a live audience, you know? And then there was this, which felt like the first like real show. And then there was Friends Till Death that I did with Dan, which is where a year ago at PAX West, we did a show where we played Dark Souls 3, but the panel ends the instant we die. So for anybody who didn't hear about that, that was a 5-minute panel and then we just left. And we like filled it out too. We had a full audience with overflow seating. Anyway. No. I'm not talking about events. I'm talking about with a live audience, which just feels different. But honestly, doing stuff with a live audience is easier because then anything you say, people laugh and like think it's funny.
Doug returned from New Zealand.
It feels like easier
Hobbit
than a
Happy about
audience show.
Fun chaos. First real live show hosting. Did past ones like panel and Dark Souls event with Dan. Ended quick when death came. 5 sun move panel. Crowd full and overflowed. Left abrupt.
The
Doug
funeral.
amused like
the
fire
funeral.
fizzling fast. Laugh at sudden end.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm like mostly used to it, but it's still, anyway, this was really, really, really fun. I had a great time with this. So hopefully people like that. Hopefully it becomes a YouTube video. And then let's see, later that day, I went home, I napped for 30 minutes and then did a meet and greet. So we did Parks United did a meet and greet for 2.5 hours. And then after that, I went and hung out with T-Monster. We got dinner. We discussed plans. Actually, I won't spoil my plans, but discussed various things. And T actually has gone to New Zealand a whole bunch. So it was also great talking to him about that because I was going to New Zealand in 3 days. He got that. It's nice to see Doug made the improvements he mentioned. He got the improved plumbing and stuff. No longer buckets. Yeah. The basement is being deeply renovated. So got dinner with T-Monster, and then there was a YouTube party that I went to for like 45 minutes with Ace16Z, which was very strange because that's like a VC firm. And then helped host the party, which was great. And that was fun, although it was kind of stressful because we were trying to pack a lot of people into a small space.
Doug,
and then it ended up going
used to chaos.
2:30
Had
a.m.
fun with show. Hope it becomes YouTube video.
I feel like he's not
After quick cave sleep, meet tribe for social greet. Talk plans with T-Monster over food. Learn about New Zealand before visit. Cave improvements made. No more bucket water. Went to YouTube tribe party. Short but lively. Doug busy like bee gathering many stories.
Okay, hold on. I feel like the caveman is getting too modern. You should barely use any modern words whatsoever. You are not smart at all. You can barely say a coherent sentence. Lumerous, I met you at that meet and greet. You were an awful person. You literally bullied me to my face, calling me horrendous words. I can't believe people waited in line to meet your horrible self. I am unfollowing everywhere. That's simply true. True and real. That happened. I just berated every person who came up to my meet and greet. Ludwig didn't rip up your book. No, he didn't. Okay, I've added you should barely use any modern words whatsoever. You're not smart at all. You can barely say a coherent sentence. Use very, very simple words and analogies like a caveman would. Be scared and aggressive. No big words when small word do. All right, let's see how he does. Great. So, yeah, Saturday was a lot. It was like this in the morning, and then meet and greet for several hours, and then hanging out with T, and then YouTube party, and then we did our own party for 5.5 hours. This was with some of the tech guys like Primogen and Theo and Low Level Learning and Thor Pirate Software. And that was great. Having that party was really great. Apparently Beetle was there and we just didn't get to say hi, which is goofy, but I got to meet a bunch of other people, which is great.
3 years.
And then I got home at like 3 a.m. and couldn't fall asleep till 4. So then after that, I don't know how many hours that was, like 18-hour day or whatever. Then the next day we had the Figure It Out tournament, which I won't recap in its entirety. This will be a YouTube video at some point, but just some interesting context for this. First off, this was like really a last minute idea. The idea was we get a whole bunch of people in a room and it's just, we just have matches. It's just like, figure it out. You just figure out who won, which I think is a really, really fun idea that I was excited about. And I was like last minute sort of like, wait a minute, we could just do this at TwitchCon. Like everybody's there. We could just do this. So then I reached out, we were looking at rooms and reached out to Twitch as well. And asked my wonderful partner manager Pluto for if Twitch would be able to like provide a room potentially. I was like, I know this is last minute, but like, you guys have a room? And they were able to provide us one of these panel rooms, which was really great. So I do want to shout out, Twitch was great.
Doug throw a big party with they were Tech Tribe, met many, missed Beetle, return home late, struggled to sleep. Long day, next Sunbring tournament called Figured Out. Idea simple, gather tribe, have matches, fun chaos. Last minute thought to host at TwitchCon.
Yes.
Full of excitement. Reach out for space, plan like Mammoth Stamping Ground. Doug full of energy like Storm in Sky.
So yeah, we got this room last minute. Thank you again, Pluto. And then we just like showed up and tried this thing. I didn't really know how this would work. It was all like we kind of did the whole thing in like 10 days and like got everything together. And I went to the bank and got $3,000 in cash, and I asked for $1 bills, and they didn't have that. Apparently that's not like a thing really.
131, 130, 129.
I asked Failboat to do a countdown.
28.
Because normally, you know, like a professional stream, you have like a 5-minute countdown, right? And then you start the stream. But we didn't have that, so I just asked Dan to count.
127, 126, 125, 124, 123, 122, 121, 120.
So, important context to this. At this point, this is Sunday at like 3 p.m. We are all insanely tired. Most people are hungover too. this was like all of us were out until at least like 2:30 or 3 the previous night.
Scramble, last minute room for event. Thanks, Pluto. 10-day plan, gather all, uncertain of outcome. Ask bank for $3,000 in dollar stones. No luck. Failboat countdown by voice. No fancy time stick. Sunday brings chaos. Doug lead tribe with improvised spirit. Event like Storm. Doug in middle. Directing wins.
What? Yeah, Point Crow and Abby could like barely function. Everybody just looked terrible. I mean, not look terrible, but like everybody was clearly just exhausted from the weekend. And so it was like going into this was a lot. And then when Dan also had been out till, like 5 a.m. drinking all night and was also not in good shape. And his voice was shot. Most of us, like, our voices were gone. And I was like, hey, can you just yell for 5 straight minutes? And he was like, yeah, okay. So this is like brutal for him.
119, 118, 117,
you
116,
you can kind of hear it.
114, 113, 112, 111, 110, 109, 108, 107, 106, 105, 104, 103.
I think at one point I was like, Dan, pick it up. Like
102, 101,
he fully said.
58, 57, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50,
anyway.
49, 48, 47, 46, 45.
Why is everybody saying aw in chat?
42, 41.
Drive weary and worn, weekend leave all exhausted. Point Crow, Abby, and others struggle with tired eyes like tribe after long hunt. Dan stay out late, voice like whispering wind. Doug ask Dan for loud yell, 5 sunroof straight. Dan bravely shout, but struggle like tiny bird trying to roar.
So true. Yeah, so this is not played up. He is really struggling. And then everybody. This is.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is this phone? I didn't see that. Why did he do that? I could easily break it. What on earth?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Doing?
To the Figure It Out tournament. We are live here at TwitchCon in a creepy panel room with all of the most wonderful people at TwitchCon here, and we are going to be doing a Figure It Out tournament. Let me explain to you what the rules are now that our timer has concluded. This is our bracket. This is going to determine the entire tournament, but each tournament match consists of 2 people who will be coming up to this spot here on the floor. Our 2 contestants will stand here, and then they will have 10 minutes to figure it out.
Dan truly struggled, voice faltered like a breezy cave whisper. Tribe confounded by strange action. Dan tossed Tiny Talkstone recklessly. Fear for broken magic Talkstone. Doug bewildered by Dan's antics. Confusion spread like mammoth losing trail.
To the final will win a grand prize of Spooky.
So, Spooky is our friend John, who we weren't even sure if he was even going to go to TwitchCon. And then when we were coming up, so me, Barry, and Perry, like 10 days before TwitchCon, were like, wait, we should like just try to do this thing at TwitchCon. Let's just like fucking try to do this. So I was like, I really want to have a briefcase full of cash. Like that's very, very funny and weird. We should just have a briefcase full of cash in this room. So that was where it started. And then I was like, you know what'd be really funny is if we like hired an extra in San Diego to just like some model guy who's just like really, really jacked and he's just holding the briefcase for no reason. And so that was the original idea. And so we were looking at, I was like, yeah, we could like see if we could just like hire some model or something in San Diego. And I was like, wait, what if we could just like hire Spooky, who's just like super ripped. So Barry reached out to Spooky and was like, hey, are you down to, if we pay you a couple $100, are you down to just like stand and shirtless near a briefcase of cash for several hours? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he just showed, and this is like the only instructions I gave him. And we talked about this
Spooky,
like right before the
friend
show.
John, uncertain TwitchCon goer, become plan focused.
Gore?
Doug, Barry, and Perry decide 10 suns before, let's do thing at TwitchCon. Idea form for briefcase full of shiny stones, funny and strange. Plan grow to hire model with muscles to hold briefcase, then realize Spooky perfect fit, very strong. Reach out to Spooky with idea, see if join tribe antics. Chaos plan like mammoth stampede, surprising and bold.
The sentences need to be shorter. Okay, making the caveman talk shorter. All right, so yeah, so Spooky showed up, and before, as we were starting the show, I was like, he's like, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, literally, I need you to do one thing. One thing. When we're starting the show, I'm gonna point to you and say Spooky, and you're gonna open the briefcase and show the cash inside. That's it. Other than that, you can do whatever you want. You're just going to kind of be there, and you can do, like, you can be involved or not as involved as you want. It's mostly just that I think it's funny and weird to just have a shirtless guy standing holding the briefcase of money. And he was like, all right, cool. And Spooky is very on board with goofy shit like this. So he was like, yeah. So this was the one thing that I had told him to do. I was like, dude, literally, this is the only thing I actually need you to do. I'm going to point to you and I'm going to say, Spooky, when I'm introducing the concept of the show, and then you're going to open the briefcase, which I bought for this, by the way. This is a $100 briefcase that you snap open, and he would show the $3,000 in cash in it.
You got it? All those buttons.
It turns out that he had accidentally moved the lock numbers. He had shifted them while he was getting ready, and so it was not able to open.
Punch it open.
Plan simple. Spooky shows shiny stones and briefcase. When Doug say Spooky, Spooky stand shirtless, hold money case, add funny weird vibe. Spooky agree, like silly surprises. Doug buy magic box for stones. Plan precise moment. Only job open case when time come. But Spooky accidentally shuffle briefcase. Chaos threatened. Laughter fills air like mammoth playing hopscotch.
So I was debating. I didn't know how to do this. At first we were like, how much money should there be? There should be enough money as a prize that like you kind of want to win, but not so much that it's like a big deal and it kind of like overshadows the fun competitive vibe, right? You want it to be like enough that it's fun, but not so much that you're like, okay, I'm actually going to be pissed off if I get eliminated from this thing, right? And so, like, we initially had been like, do I need to do $5,000? And I think Barry was like, no, 3,000 is funnier because it's like, it's just a weird number. So it's 3,000. So what I wanted to do is get $3,000 in ones, but it turns out banks don't just have $3,000 in ones in the bank. And so they mostly have hundreds. And so I was like, okay, give me all the ones you have and then give me 100s for the rest of it. So this is 200 $1 bills and then 28 100s. It's like a really stupid amount of money that's like inconvenient for everybody who's splitting it. Yeah. And the reveal kind of worked. It probably would have been funnier if I just did 30 $100 bills, because it would have just been like
Doug
so
ponder
anticlimactic.
prize amount, want fun, not overshadow contest spirit. Decide weird $3,000 sum, not too much, but intriguing. Try get many $1 stones, banks lack. End with mix, $201 stones, rest $100 stones. Strange, bulky stash, like mammoth wearing squirrel shoes. Doug laugh at plan. Chaos and shiny stone choice.
So we did this event. And this was fun. And this ended up being like a lot cooler and sillier than I expected. Got a bunch of fun folks there. And yeah, I mean, we'll make this to a video, so I don't really need to show the whole thing. But there were some really, really sick moments, like the DAP ended up being wildly epic for some reason. I want to do this again for sure. The original idea was to do this online. And so I maybe will do like version 2 is online, because I think what's interesting is this was in person, right? And this ended up being like almost like a summer camp vibe of like all these people like hanging out doing weird activities with each other, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then if I do an online version, it's like different, right? Then anybody could, for example, like do a round of chess, but with weird rules, or they could like, I feel like doing it online eliminates some options, but also opens up many, many, many more. And so I'm like interested in doing this more, and maybe I'll do another in-person one because this was really fun. Yeah, and like, yeah, we could get like a studio in LA and do something and like plan it out a little bit more, or do an online one, or both, because I think they would just be like, you know, very unique vibes. But this whole concept ended up being like way more interesting than I expected.
Doug excited by Fun Chaos and wants more.
Yes.
Event, feel like summer camp, tribe unite, strange tasks, much joy. Plan for online version, wider reach, many new games like Odd Chess. Think of in-person sequel, studio in Big Cave, LA possible. Doug mind whirl with ideas.
He's supposed
like
to say
exploring new skies.
A few
Fun and strange
sentences.
await.
Yeah, Ethan's loss was tragic. I think also as it went on, people are getting really, really at least for me, this was one of the most tired I've ever been while doing a stream. So by the end, I like couldn't tell what was going on and like whether it was a good time or not. In retrospect, I think it was great, but I was so again, I think doing this day 4 of TwitchCon was a bit much. So ideally I want to do another version where it's like less marathon vibe, you know. So this was this show. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, people came in. I felt bad because Twitch staff came in because they heard we were trashing the room because there was like food and stuff everywhere. Also, it didn't help that Spooky ended up stomping the briefcase and like ripping it apart, and we put like food all over the ground. So apparently like security came over and was like, hey, we've heard that there's like trouble going on here. And once they came in and they talked to Perry, they were like, oh, this doesn't look bad at all. It just looks really bad on camera, but you guys are actually fine. But yeah, apparently we kind of got in trouble for this. So I also need to like make sure it's not as chaotic.
Most tired
next
ever,
time.
Unsure of fun level.
Well,
Reflect
that's not
day
true.
4
I need
of
to make
TwitchCon
sure
Intense need
that
less
wherever we do
exhausting version next time.
Is
Chaos
prepared
spread, like
for
Storm
whatever
and Cave,
we're planning on
Twitch
doing.
staff here of room mess, spooky smash briefcase, food scatter, security alerted,
Anyway.
a Doug laugh at wild scene like mammoth party after math. Plan for less chaotic in future.
And Ethan's like, yeah, no, Spooky is fine. Spooky is a very ridiculous character. He's one of the most ridiculous people I've met. He's just got a strange life. So he is certainly completely on board with stuff like this. All right, let's move on to New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going officially. Where's the song? To New Zealand! I've been in New Zealand for like 9 days. Now I'm going to tell you all about it. We have several pieces of content that are going to come out about it, but I'm going to also recap it right now. With Caveman describing what's been happening.
Tribe suggests community bracket for chaos game idea. Wild like eagle hunting mammoth. Talk of hand cleaner and Ethan. Spooky absurd friend. Live strange life. Spooky enjoy chaos fully like wearing mammoth hat to gathering.
What?
Now Doug shift to tale of New Zealand adventure. Ready to share tales from distant land. Journey beckons like stars in night sky guiding home.
I saw the sign in the airport, so then I kept sending it to Parkster and saying wee woo if you look for the brown stink bug. Anyway, let's see what's some travel music that I got. Oh, Eastward. No. Yeah. So we went to New Zealand. The context of this is mostly a random meme, which is the Cologne commercial tier list from earlier this year. We are going to make a video with it, and that will come out, I don't know, in like a month or something, as well as launching the next round of Doug Mug Mugs. We're gonna put out that video of the Cologne commercial tier list and the Doug Mug Mugs the next round in about a month. So that'll happen soon-ish. And then, so you'll see that'll be some of the New Zealand stuff. I made a vlog about the aquarium that'll go up in like a couple days on the second channel because that was one of the charity things from this year. And snack review at some point. And other than that, I'm just going to show you guys some stuff about New Zealand. I guess I can also show, like, on a map where we went.
Doug sent Parkster message of airport bug signs. Say wee woo like caveman alarm.
That's true.
Travel music ready. Doug, speak of New Zealand trip. Trips start from meme of cologne smell list.
Yes.
Plan video and new Doug Mug Mug soon like mammoth gift to tribe.
Thank you, Caveman.
Vlog from water cave adventure due in days. Result of tribe charity hunt. Stories unfold like river over stones.
Hello, Parkster.
Hello, Douglas.
Okay, here's a stink bug. So actually, I don't know, maybe they'll end up watching this. I did see two people in New Zealand who recognized us. One was here as we were getting into the country through the passport check, which was funny. Cool. So we landed in Auckland, and actually, let me share on a map what approximately we did. So we flew out of Los Angeles, and we flew down to New Zealand. What? Where'd it go? Oh. What? So, I didn't know this. New Zealand has 2 islands. I mean, I knew this conceptually, but I didn't really know anything about, you know, New Zealand much. So, there's 2 islands, and we were there about a week, and we had to decide which one to go to. In theory, you could go to both, but you're probably not in 1 week be able to do both of them. Yes, there are technically more than 2 islands.
Doug call Parkster share Bugtail in New Zealand. Tribe members recognize
I'm
Doug
gonna keep going over the
through Passport Cave. Journey started
Passport
Auckland
Cave.
after flying from Los
So,
Angeles.
the
Doug
North
learned New Zealand
Island-
is 2 big rock pieces in water. Visit for week full of discovery, like caveman finding new hunting ground.
I keep telling
Map
him to
study,
be
Doug
shorter.
puzzle out land, like mammoth finding path through forest.
So of the 2 big rock pieces, the north one is more, I don't know what the word is, developed? Civilized? Civilized is not really the right word. But it has Auckland, which is like by far the biggest city in New Zealand. So this is like, you know, an actual sort of proper city and everything. And then that's kind of the only one in New Zealand. There's also Wellington, which is the capital, but it's a lot smaller. And then the South Island has towns and stuff, but they're not that big. And so essentially the really simple version is that the North Island is more like where people live, and then the South Island is more of like nice nature and whatnot. So this is where like the South Island has like really crazy glaciers and like this thing called the Milford Sound, which is this crazy waterfall mountain thing, and all these different hikes and stuff you can do. And so this is a little more nature-y type of vibe. And so I think a lot of people, when they talk about like the really crazy nature in New Zealand, it is often the South Island. The North Island has a lot of crazy stuff too, but it's not as like dense and
Doug
some of the
North
particular
Island
things.
Big city Auckland, like bustling mammoth herd, very civilized.
He talks about mammoths
South
so much.
Island, land of wild beauty, full of nature, glaciers, and tall water mountains like giant stone mammoths. North Island for tribe living, South Island for
I
Earth's
just
wonders.
realized.
Doug see balance of people and nature, like fire and water dance around. Journey reveal land soul, exciting like thunder in mountain sky.
None of the changes I've been putting into the Caveman have been updating. Because I forgot I changed how my AI code works. I have I've been saying all these things, like keep telling him like talk shorter, only use Caveman comparisons. But the way I changed my AI code is that it has a backup file now, and it will just keep loading from the backup file and not not put the system prompt back in. So anyways, now all these changes I've been making to the Caveman in the background should actually do something now. We'll see what he says next. Bro went to the worst of the islands. Yeah, so look, here's the thing. As I learned more about it, everybody was basically like, you gotta go to the South Island. You gotta go to the South Island. It's so sick. The South Island has this and this and this. It's amazing. However, I kind of am more interested in like being able to stay at nicer places and have like modern comforts and stuff and not going on like a 4 or 5 day hike. Now get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. That's not just because I'm a total coward. It's also because I've done a lot of that in my life. Like I've like grown up in California where there's like, you know, grew up going to Yosemite and Lake Tahoe, and I've like hiked around, you know, Oregon and Washington, and like I spent 2 weeks hiking to Mount Everest. And so like I've done a lot of nature stuff. And at this point in my life, I am more interested in seeing cities and like modern places and like staying in a nice hotel, for example. That is also in part because of my sleeping issues. I sleep a lot better in a hotel rather than like at a camping site or something. So that is like a fairly big factor. But yeah, I mean, you can call me a coward and that's probably deserved. But I was like, you know what? I don't really want to go on like a 5-day hike where it's like just, you know, camping and being out in nature for like 6 straight days. I don't really want that. I would actually
South Island big, nice, wow. Doug run from forest now. Doug like rock cave with comfy sleep. Doug soft like rabbit.
I'm not soft like a rabbit. Okay, the caveman updated. It's just I'm an adult now and I'm 33 and I don't want to like camp anymore. I don't want to fucking wake up at 6 a.m. to do another 10 hours of hiking for the 5th day in a row. I'm sorry, you can call me soft like a rabbit, but when I was honest with myself about the type of vacation I would rather do, it was like I would rather be able to stay in places that are actually kind of nice. Doug can't stay anywhere where they don't have cucumber water. I'm gonna be honest, it's really nice staying in nice hotels. I haven't stayed in nice hotels traditionally. This is like a recent thing, the past like 2 years, where I've been like, oh, when I travel, I can spend money and have a nice experience. And once I learned that you can do that and that you can spend money and stay at a nicer hotel and not the cheapest one that you can find, traveling's awesome. Like, it's so great. So anyway, that's the context. But also, I realized that if we did Auckland, we could rent a car and we could hit a whole bunch of places around the island and get a big variety of stuff. My sense of what I saw was that with the South Island, you kind of have to pick a few things because they like involve a lot of travel time.
Doug old, not rabbit, no. Doug no like long walk now. Doug like stay in nice cave. Doug spent shiny rocks for fancy cave.
Yes.
Doug want ride fast beast. Doug big plan to see many places.
Yes, thank you. So you don't need to justify it. Well, so the weird thing is like, okay, this is now a separate topic. I actually have a hard time spending money. I'm like my brain is so wired about being efficient and not spending money that it has been a new thing the past like 2 years of my life to be like, oh wait, I can spend money to make my life better. And I'll talk about this later with the plane tickets. We didn't fly economy. For the first time in my life, we didn't fly economy to New Zealand. We flew economy premium or something. And turns out that is not worth the extra money. You just have more legroom. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try spending money and like try to make the trip actually nice for myself. And then Parkser is good at traveling in luxury. He like because he's done a shitload of traveling. So he knows how to like get really nice hotels and get to the private lounges in the hotels and private lounges in the airport and all this shit. So if I sound kind of self-conscious about it, it's because I am. It's because I've like historically have been so... My mentality has been so deeply entrenched in the idea of like you can't spend a lot of money if you don't need to, that this is like new, where I'm like, oh, I could treat myself.
Doug tight with shiny rocks. Doug learn spend rocks for happy life. Doug try fancy bird ride, not worth many rocks. Doug friend Parkster, big fancy travel man. Doug feels strange about new spend ways.
Yeah. So we landed in Auckland, and then I was looking at what you can do on the North and South Island, and I realized that on the North Island, there's actually a huge variety of stuff you can do. And so, for example, there's this like crazy symmetrical mountain right here, which is like, oh, that could be kind of cool. Wellington was really, really highly recommended by people, although it seemed like it has less of the type of stuff that I'm particularly interested in, and so I ended up not pursuing that too much. In the middle, there's Mount Doom, sorry. Mount Doom is the mountain that they filmed for Lord of the Rings. But it's this very highly recommended hike where you like hike along this and you go through these mountains and it's supposed to just be gorgeous. So that was one that people are like, oh, you definitely got to do that hike. There are these glowworm caves where there's these caves with a bunch of glowing worms in them. So I was like, okay, we should do that. And then there's this lake here, Rotorua, which has some like cool stuff near it, including a bunch of like hot spring geyser stuff. I forget where they are. There's these like giant crazy like hot geysers. And so I was like, actually, if we go to Auckland and rent a car...
Doug land in Auckland place. Doug see much things on North Island. Crazy mountain, big and cool. Glowworm make caves shine.
Yes.
Like stars. Death Mountain, ooh, scary hike.
It wasn't
hot
scary.
Water from Earth at Lake. Doug think many things to do.
Well, it wasn't scary, but that's fine. So I was like, okay, wait, actually with a week, we could do a lot of really unique New Zealand stuff. So the itinerary I came up with, which Parkser was down with, was we did Auckland. We landed in Auckland. We had 2 days there, I think. 2 days in Auckland, and then we drove south and went to the Waitomo glowworm caves, which are, well, they were here somewhere. Where are the... Okay, well, anyway, the caves here. Oh, here. Went to these caves, spent, like, most of the day there, then drove down to... Where was it? Tarongi. Drove down to Tarongi, this little town next to this lake, and then the next morning we would get up and do this, like, super long hike all day along these mountains, and then the next day we would drive up to Rotorua and be at this lake, and then there's this cool, like, adventure park thing to do, which had cool luging and lounge type stuff. Not lounge, luge. And then also see the, like, geysers and things that are in this area. And then we would drive back to Auckland and have a last day there, and then we would go home. So, basically figured out a plan to, like, hit a whole big variety of things.
Week with Parkster, land in Auckland 2 suns, drive to Shiny Worm Cave.
2 suns?
Spend day in cave, then go Tarongi. Next sun, Doug, big hike in mountain. Then Doug go Rotorua for lake and fun ride.
Thank you, Caveman. So anyway, this is we ended up, I think, getting a cool variety of various unique New Zealand places, architecture, whatever else. Not architecture, like landscape stuff, right? Like unique geographical features. Whereas if we had done South Island, it probably would have just been a few of the things. I'm not really sure. Anyways, so that's the context. So we landed in Auckland. Bam. This is us at Auckland. Technically, that's Auckland, the city, and then we, like, went across the drove for a while. So we went to the aquarium. I'll put up the vlog about the aquarium soon. But this is us at the aquarium. Incredible. Wow. New Zealand. Mission Bay Poggies. Is that what this is called? Parkster looks thrilled. So this is like, we got there that day at like 8 a.m. having barely slept for like 5 hours, and this is like the afternoon. So yeah, it is very pretty. There's Auckland. This is us further down the beach.
Doug see many New Zealand spots. Landscape make Doug happy, not big hut. Land in Auckland, see city. Doug tired, go splash place with fish. Doug see Parkster. Parkster tired too.
Yeah. So we basically walked. So day 1 in Auckland, we like landed, and then we went to this aquarium here, and then just ended up walking along the whole thing all the way back. So that's what these pictures are. This is shipping containers. Poggies. This is downtown Auckland. Auckland's really nice. I will say, people, it's the city. Like, there wasn't anything crazy about Auckland. I wouldn't be like, oh, you gotta go visit Auckland. Whereas I just came from Japan, 6 months ago, and that's like a holy shit, you gotta experience Tokyo at some point. You have to go to Japan. It's fucking crazy. And that's not really the vibe in Auckland, but it's nice. Yeah, nice waterfront stuff. We went and bought cologne, and saw boats, and this is the hotel gym. It was pretty nice. So then the next day we did, Auckland is really terrible. It was nice. I would not describe it as terrible. Like, so on day 2, like day 1 was basically we're just getting there. Day 2.
Doug walked big day in Auckland, see fish cave and big boats. City nice, but not wow. Doug liked Japan more, like big fire dance. Doug smell good, lift rocks to gym.
Okay, when did I? Oh, because Cologne, right? So there's a cool hike through Auckland, which is called the Coast to Coast Walk, which is where you start up here, at the north side, and then you just walk across the entire like city to the other side. And then what's cool about that is technically you've walked across all of New Zealand from one coast to one coast. So that's what Parkster and I did on day 2. So we started on the side, we went to this, basically to the water here at the ferry, and then started heading that direction. Okay, so we're walking across Auckland. We're going from the top of Auckland to the very bottom. There's a nice park in Auckland. I pointed at this and said, this is where they filmed Lord of the Rings, and then Parkster, he realized I was lying. Parkster hasn't seen Lord of the Rings.
Parkster love free morning grub. Doug think Parkster need more than Tim Tams.
This
Tim
is
Tams
a park.
tasty, but Doug confused by Parkster's no eat way. Doug no hate Tim Tams, just worry for Parkster's belly. Doug walk big line in Auckland.
Yes. So in our big line, first we went to this park, which is nice, at the top of Auckland. So, there's cool, like, there's some flowers. There's nice, there's like a war museum or something. And then this is Mount Eden. So this is one of the things people say you should go to in New Zealand. So there's this like cool mountain that's, I don't know, like halfway down Auckland or something like that. And then you get this nice panorama view. Wow, pretty. Poggies. Look at that. View. Wow. New Zealand. Wow. Yeah, I thought it was a great city. I don't understand the hate for it. Did you see Yarn? What do you mean? Should have. I just saw your message, Eddie. Should have told him Chipotle was free, then he would eat it. He literally would. This view fucking sucks. This is a dope view. What are you talking about? This is gorgeous. I mean, yeah, there's just lots of. I mean, it's just really, really pretty. It's very, very, very pretty. Yeah, what's cool about this is it's like a volcano. There's Parkster. So there's just this like giant crater. It doesn't look that big based on this picture. You can kind of see people here.
Doug, walk
it's
big
just this like giant
see Flower and War Hut. See Mount Eden, top
War
of
Hut?
Skyrock. Doug, say view. Wow, New Zealand, pretty place. Doug, think Auckland nice. No, understand hate. View make Doug feel big, happy inside.
Parkster has the eating habits of a boa constrictor. Show Parkster. Well, Parkster was there. This is still Mount Eden. I think this is... Oh, this is on the other side of it. So you get to see this is like the south side of Auckland. Hello, Parkster. Parkster. He's like a fucking NPC. He's like a Skyrim NPC. I'm happy to report I had a great time traveling with Parkster, and I was not sick of him by the end of it, which is nice. How is he real? Yeah, he is a very, very unique person. Here's this nice park. There's a dude on a fountain. That was cool. Very poggies. Big man on a big. We honor the big man by making a giant statue out of him. We'll see what the caveman does with that. This is grass. Don't know why I took this picture. Oh, this is actually called One Tree Hill. Like straight up. It's farther down in Auckland. It's like, so this was Mount
Parkster
Eden.
Eat like snake, strange man. Doug with Parkster on Mount Eden trip. Doug, no tired of Parkster. Good travel, buddy. Doug, see big man statue. Honor like chief. Grass picture, silly. Doug, take for confusion.
What? This down here. So this is this big park, and then One Tree Hill scenic overlook. Don't know why it's called that. There are multiple trees. There's this block of trees right here, and then there's a statue thing. And there's a lot of there's not just one. So I don't know why they call it One Tree Hill, but this is it. This is One Tree Hill. Wow, poggies. And then this is the view from the top. Very pretty, but this statue is the tree. So this is One Tree Hill. There's a big pillar. And then here, fenced off. Oh, I didn't show it. But fenced off, there's like... Do I show it here? No, this is going down. There's like 10 trees in a fence. They cut down the tree on One Tree Hill. I'm not kidding. Okay, we did see a tree that was cut down, and I was joking of like, oh, that's One Tree Hill. It was like... It's like over here, I think. There was like a cut down tree, and we thought it was funny. Like this, I think. Yeah, here. We were like, oh, it's One Tree Hill. It's an obelisk.
Doug see big park, One Tree Hill with many trees. Doug confused. Think One Tree line. Big statue like mighty tree. Doug laugh. Say cut tree is real, One Tree Hill. View nice from top, make Doug say wow.
I did say wow. Well, it's not 0 Tree Hill. It was like 10 Tree Hill. Some activist chopped it down. What the fuck? What's wrong with that guy? Anyway, and this is the view walking down it. So now we're like kind of near the south end of Auckland. This was a cool arch. This was a cool park. This is a weird swamp reservoir thing. Here's a park. And they're basically at the end. So now at this point, we had gone from One Tree Hill, walked down. We're just walking through like these random... where'd we go? I think it was here. Yeah, here. So we had just gone through, you know, the random little like suburbs and whatnot, and then ended up here at the coast. There's this bench, which is the greatest bench I've ever seen. To be clear, there's nothing here. It was awesome. So we sat here for like 10 minutes. And then this is the end. We did it. Oh my God. I'll play the victory music. Wow. Incredible.
Ten Tree Hill. Activist chop tree. Strange man. Doug walks South Auckland. See arch, park, swamp thing. Doug find great empty bench. Best rest spot. Doug sit, say wow. Into big walk. And
we took a selfie together. So this was cool. I actually enjoyed this a lot, just like walking through the whole city. Yeah, this is great. It was like, it's nice. You got to see a wide variety of Auckland. You got to see the cool, like, sort of, you know, touristy spots, sort of touristy, where you're like up on a hill and it looks nice and whatever. But then also just walking through random suburbs. Like, I enjoyed this a lot of just seeing cities. This is one of my favorite things, is just to explore cities. That's what I meant earlier. I'm like less drawn to nature trips at this point, and I'm more drawn to just like exploring urban places. For whatever reason, I've just really, really enjoyed that the past few years. Anyway, cool. So that was day 2. And then day 3, we went over to a bunch of worms. These are AI images. I assure you these are not. I don't think AI could capture the beauty of Parkser. So then we went to the glowworm caves. So the first one, you weren't really allowed to take pictures in it. We came out of this cave hole with a boat. Oh, is the caveman gonna like the cave talk? Let's see. No, they're not bone worms, they're glowworms.
Doug take face picture with Parkster like city walk much. Doug enjoys seeing all Auckland from hills to suburbs. Doug say city explore better than forest now. Day 3 see shiny worm caves, not fake eye magic.
What? Not. Oh, pictures, eye magic. Got it. Yeah. So. Okay, we went to Waitama Glowworm Caves. It's these caves. There are apparently tons and tons and tons of caves in New Zealand. And so these ones, though, are notable because they not only are pretty in Waitama, they also have a bunch of glowworms in them, which are pretty unique. And so what that means in practice is it's these, like, worms that hang from the top of the ceiling and drop these, like, sticky tendrils of mucus below them to trap bugs, and then they glow blue to attract the bugs to like fly up at their sticky mucus. So this is like a very, very, very unique thing. So I was excited to see this. I've been in caves before, but I wanted to see the glowworms. Unfortunately, you weren't allowed to take pictures of the glowworms in the first cave that we went to, but in the second one, we got some pictures. So this is like the exit of the cave. You basically take a boat through it and you like go underneath all the glowworms above you, and it's pretty cool. I liked it a lot, and then Parkser was so disappointed that he has now retroactively made me think I didn't like it as much as I did. In the moment, I loved it, but I now believe it wasn't that cool because he was so disappointed. I'll show you why. Ate at this nice cafe here. There was lots and lots of birds eating everybody's food, which I thought was very funny. Lots of birds in New Zealand. And then this is going into the second cave.
Glowbug hang from cave, make blue light, scare caveman. Caveman want see, no take picture. Boat float under glowbug, caveman like. Mean Parkster make caveman sad. Bird steal food like little thief.
Yeah, I hated the birds too. So this is the entrance to the cave, which is sick as hell. It's this like spiral staircase down with all these lights on it, and then the entrance to the cave is down at the bottom. And then when we got there, the tour guide was like, all right, and so this is going to be our sort of stairwell down into the caves. This is all man-made. This is all concrete and stuff that we've made, but this will get us into the actual cave systems itself in a safe way. And I was like, oh, whoa. And I pointed at the lights. I was like, are those the glowworms? And she was like, oh, no, those are, and I was like, no, I'm kidding. That's not a joke. But the look of horror on this woman's face in the start of the tour, this guy seemed to genuinely think these are all glowworms when they are clearly lights, was very funny. And she was like, oh, okay. I thought this was going to be a long tour. And I was like, no, I'm not that stupid. That was a joke. But that was pretty funny. So this cave is sick. So you go down and then you enter through a cavern and you are now in the caves. And they are pretty cool caves. I mean, I've been in some caves before. It seemed pretty standard. I don't think anything like
cave spiral
super
path
jumped out
not
at me.
real. Scary bright rock man say. Glowbug guide laugh. Think man silly. Caveman laugh too. Cave cool. Me think you funny lucky cave lion. Not eat you.
Yes, thank you, Caveman. So caves are really, really cool, by the way. I'm not trying to talk shit on caves. I'm trying to think. I don't think there was anything super notable or different. Oh, wait. Okay, here are the glowworms, I think. Not this. This is obviously... That's it. Glowworms. So, these are the little things they drop down. You can see one of the lights here. I mean, because we're like shining a light on it, right? So without the light on, you only see the blue dots. But with the light, you see all the like threads that they have to like trap stuff. There's just like hundreds of thousands of them. And then I believe this is also glowworms. So the pictures don't really do it justice. In fact, they really don't at all. Parkster took some pictures that I think came out a little bit. Okay, so here are his cave pictures, which are a little bit nicer than mine because he goes,
Caveman, think cave, good, but same. Glow bug drop sticky rope, light show secret rope web. Many glow bugs here. Picture not like real thing. Parkster bad at picture, huh?
Parkster is fine in the pictures. I more meant it's just hard to take a picture. So you can see here, this is what Parkster got. Keep in mind that this photos from my camera's raw sensor data with everything enhanced right up to the point where leveling it any higher would cause static to appear in the image. They were barely visible. To make things worse, I have astigmatism, so I could hardly see the lights and couldn't really get my eyes to focus in on them. You may be wondering where the glowworms are. If you're not familiar, glowworms are bioluminescent insect larvae. The marketing materials for the Waitomo glowworm caves made them seem extremely bright and vibrant, but this is basically the best that we saw. So when we were there, it's like you're in the cave and they turn off the lights and there's all these like blue dots all over the ceiling, which are all the glowworms. And then if you shine a light on them, you can see the like strands of kind of mucousy thread. And so as you're walking through the caves, you just see these everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be sick as hell. Let me make sure this doesn't dox me or something. And when we left the caves at the end of the day, the whole time I was like, this is cool as hell. This is so fucking sick. And then at the end of the day, I was like, man, so what do you think? That was awesome, right? And he was like, that was very disappointing. I was like, why was that disappointing? This
Sticky
was
rope
really
hiding
cool.
Cave, light show icky thread, walk cave and see many. Caveman think very cool. Last time make fun, now I make fun of you. Ugh.
And it turns out so Parkster had seen these pictures, like these, and thought. So his expectation was that we were going to go into these like caves and have it be like brightly lit from blue, you know, that just like it would just be full of blue lights that just light up the entire room. And like, no, that's not how it works. And so to be fair, I agree that their marketing is a little bit deceptive. It does not look like this at all. It looks like a bunch of blue dots on the ceiling. But this is what Parkster was expecting.
Cave all blue light. Parkster wrong. Cave dim and dark. Expect too much, silly Parkster. Caveman knew better. Smart me.
Thank you. If you told Parkster the worms were free, he'd eat them. Yeah. So I thought the caves were super sick, and I love seeing the glowworms. It's just incredibly unique. I'd never seen anything like this, and these are just, you know, known around the world as being very, very, very unique creatures. But Parkster was not amused. So anyway, very hard to get a picture of them. And that's why it's like, this is with the light on. I don't think I have any with the actual like blue dots on them. So I thought it was really, really sick, but it is very hard to convey with a picture. And the promotional material they have for the glowworms make it look a lot crazier than it is. Although also to be fair, apparently certain seasons of the year have more or less of the glowworms, which kind of makes sense because like the bugs will, you know, reproduce more or less like in the spring or whatnot. So also we were at the time where there was less of them, but I still think it's like, it's not that crazy. It's like a bunch of, you know, lights on the ceiling.
Glow bug tasty snack for Parkster. Caveman think cave very cool. Glow bug special, hard to catch picture. Season matter for many glow bug.
Sure.
Me laugh, Parkster silly.
Yeah, tunnels. This cave was cool. And then this is the spiral staircase again. This is like the vault entrance from Fallout that you go into the cave. Yeah, that's glowworm caves. So then, unfortunately, the thing I was most looking forward to in the whole trip, and the thing that was most highly recommended, was this hike, where you go, there are these two giant mountains, particularly this one, which is where they filmed Death Mountain. Mount Doom? Death Mountain. Mount Doom. They filmed Mount Doom for Lord of the Rings. And there's this hike that's one day long where you basically come to here. Gollum's Pool? Forest waterfall and famed movie location. I think I went there. No, because we didn't pass this. Where did this start?
Cave have spinny path like scary shiny groundway. Caveman want see big rock mountain like fire rock from story. Walk long path. See golem water. Caveman think exciting. Me beat you there next time.
Anyway, approximately I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here. Oh yeah, I went to Soda Springs, not the Golem one. Sorry. So anyway, start here and then you climb through these mountains. So basically, the whole first half is you're like going way up this mountain range, and then you get up next to near the top of Mount Doom, and then you cross through essentially like the kind of valley in between, and then there are these beautiful lakes that you walk past. You go past this lake, and then you get to this side and you spend like an hour or two just like walking all the way down. It is really, really, really gorgeous. So this was crazy beautiful. Unfortunately, Parkster's feet were hurting at this point, and he was like, I don't think I want to do it. And I encouraged him to try to power through it because this was the most highly recommended thing on the entire North Island. I thought it'd be sick as hell, and I'm super down with one-day hikes. But he didn't. He decided not to go. So the whole reason we came here to Tarongi was so that we could do this all-day hike, and then Parkster hung out and instead did a nice walk along the river. So he did that, and I solo went down here.
Walk up big mountain near Fire Rock, see pretty water. Look at Shiny Lake. Parkster feet hurt, no walk. Caveman, think hike, best thing. Parkster not strong like Caveman. Beat Parkster next time.
Yeah. So this is me solo. So this is the beginning of the trip, or the beginning of the thing. That is Mount Doom, where they film Lord of the Rings, and it's just where you walk past. Should have told him it was free. Well, then he would have eaten Mount Doom. To be fair, like, we were walking a lot every day. Like, my feet and legs were getting pretty sore at this point, and I run a lot. So it's very fair to Parkster to not want to do it, because this is a pretty brutal hike. This is brutal's a strong word. It's a hard hike. It's definitely a harder one. It's called the Tongariro Alpine Crossing, and it's gorgeous. This is me walking up the mountain. This is a pond. This is a trail. This is a trail. This is a trail. This is a Doug. There's a guy who was doing the hike who was in full like Lord of the Rings outfit. So I came here and I was like, he's like, oh, it's like Mount Doom, and I'm like, is that from The Hobbit or from Lord of the Rings? And he's like, no, that's from Lord of the Rings. This is where they throw the ring. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I feel like he probably died a little bit inside that I was here in New Zealand
Caveman
hiking
walk alone up
Mount
Fire Rock,
Doom
feet hurt, but keep going. Parkster weak, not walk. Man in story clothes, climb 2. Caveman laugh, funny man outfit. I strong, beat you both to top. Ha!
Yes. So the mountain range continues. Wait, no, I'm gonna play my favorite. Yeah. This is us this is me walking on a path. So the whole first 2 hours you're just walking up towards the mountain basically. Here is a nice panorama. There's cool rivers and stuff. I don't know how well this hike translates to pictures, but it's ridiculously gorgeous. We often do the Tongariro crossing for high school camps. Yeah. I mean, it's great. It reminded me of the Himalayas basically, which are ridiculously gorgeous. So this whole hike was incredibly gorgeous. You look like Zachary Quinto. I haven't heard that. I do know who he is, though. Walking through... I'm a big fan of, rivers. So I enjoyed... This was one that, to the side, you didn't have to go to, but then I went here and ate crackers. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry to anybody from New Zealand. I peed in your sacred land. There wasn't a toilet, and so I peed in the sacred waters. I didn't know where else to do it.
Mountain path long and big. Walk up for many hours. Pretty water everywhere. Looks nice. Caveman like river.
Yeah.
Eat crunchy food.
Yes.
You look like caveman I know like. Me faster, you slow like sloth.
Okay, hold on. Let me give context to why I peed in the sacred land. Okay, so you start here. No, where is Taranaki Falls? No, I was just there. Okay, you start here, and then there's bathrooms at the beginning. So I was like, all right, great. I use the bathroom, and then we hike forward, and then there's bathrooms. I think here or something. Yeah, maybe this hut. So there's bathrooms here. So I went to the bathroom, and then there just isn't a bathroom for 4 hours. And so I got to Soda Springs. And I was like, I have to pee so bad because I had a bunch of water in the morning to make sure I was hydrated, right? But what they had told me was hey, make sure to stay on the paths because for your own safety, and also this is sacred land to the Maori people. So, like, don't go wandering off into the mountains by yourself. But I really had to go to the bathroom, and there was no toilets. The next toilet was, like, here. But some of the toilet places didn't even have toilets in them. And so, getting from, like, here to here with no toilet, and I really had to go to the bathroom, there's, like, an optional path up here to go to the waterfall. And I was like, nobody else was doing it. They were just doing the main path. They weren't going to the waterfall. And I was like, well,
Caveman, drink much water, need pee. No spot to pee for a long time.
If I
sacred
go
land,
towards
stay on path. Caveman, pee on sacred land. Oops, me laugh. You do bad thing. Cave spirit's angry now, huh?
I try not to pee in the water, but, like, basically there was this ridge. So here's the main path, and then you go down onto this ridge to get towards the waterfall that's up here. And then I realized that my, like, shoulders up would be visible to all the other people hiking the path, but not here down. And so then looking out at the path where everybody else was, I was just looking at them and peeing. And I had to, because that way if somebody started to come over the ledge, I could stop so I didn't flash anybody, right? But I baptized my children in that water. You're banned from New Zealand. They need more toilets. I don't know, dude. You can't. Okay, and also, as you saw, it's like all open, flat land, right? Where am I supposed to pee here? Normally, when you're on a hike, you can, like, go off and find a tree or something. There aren't any trees. It's like, and there's like 100 people on the path. So I didn't know what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? I'm sorry to everybody in New Zealand for peeing on your sacred
Caveman, look for a
land.
place to pee. No trees, no big rock. Stand by ridge. Pee while hide. Many people, caveman sneaky. You're bad at pee stealth. Ha! Spirit's still angry with you.
The spirits are going to forgive me. I'm sure this happens all the time. Okay, from like here, all the way up to there, and another, like, hour is when there's the toilet. And you can see here is the path that people are walking along here, right? And then there's this optional path here, and then there's this little, like, dip down right there. And that's where, anyways, but what I want you guys to focus on is look at the beautiful waterfall. Wow, isn't that pretty? Wow, it's very beautiful. It seems that pissing in a park is a $200 fine. What am I supposed to do? I honestly don't understand. That's a lot of pee. This is not mine. Dude, I was literally like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, it's been 2 hours and I need to use the bathroom. And there's no trees and there's no place. Everything is just in this giant open flat land for hours. How much did you drink? Well, I woke up at 5 a.m. because I had to get there early.
Spirits forgive. Path long.
Okay, the
toilet
spirits forgave me.
No trees. Just flat land.
Yes,
Waterfall pretty.
thank
Distract
you.
people. Cave law say no pee. Caveman confused. Spirits laugh at you. No respect.
There's literally huts to piss at. Every 2 hours. Also, I woke up and I had a coffee, and then I drank an entire Monster, and then I had water because I needed to hydrate because I was dehydrated from drinking the coffee and the Monster. So the first 2 hours of the thing, I needed to pee a lot. And then I stopped. I brought 4 liters of water on this trip. And when I got to here after peeing in the sacred land, I poured out my water. I mean, not like into the river, right? And this is like clean water. I'm not like polluting or whatever. But I poured out the water because I was like, I literally can't drink more water on this trip because I don't want to have to pee on the fucking mountain again. This was awful. That pee was 20% battery acid. How far were you from the river? I didn't pee in the river. It was near the river. It was on the ledge that drops down from the river. And then I peed on. So here, we're going to do a pirate software thing, except it's for me peeing. Okay. So the way it worked is like, here's the main path. And then there's the side path down here.
Need pee. No hut soon. Pee too much. Spill water. No want more pee trip. Sacred land still mad. Caveman avoid river. Good spirits watch shakeheads at silly man.
Okay. So then there's a ledge here. So you're, like, these are people on the main path going down this way. And then I went along the side path. And then you like drop down. So my head is here. And I'm standing here. And And then the other people are like walking down the trip so they can like see my head, but they can't see whatever else. Doug basically peed in my, no, okay, we're gonna close this. Anyway, so what you guys need to focus on though is the beautiful, incredible Soda Springs. This is very, very pretty. But I literally poured out my water and drank as little as I possibly could for the rest of the hike, which was like a 7 or 8 hour hike. Just because I was like, okay, I have no idea when there's gonna be toilets. There was, hold on, just again, for anybody who's watching me and gonna arrest me, at least acknowledge that there's a toilet here. Also, no signs about when the next toilet is, by the way. There's a toilet here, and the next one is here.
Caveman hidehead.
Like,
sneak.
There's like
people
a
see head,
5-hour block
waterfall,
without
very
a toilet.
Focus
what
there.
are people supposed to do?
Caveman, spill water. Thirsty, long walk. Spirits chuckle. They know your plan.
Favorite Lord of the Rings characters peeping. No, literally, look at somebody saying pee in a bottle. Look at the landscape. It's like these open, flat lands. You would be completely visible to everywhere else. I would much rather pee onto the land next to the river than to be standing here making brutal eye contact with a bunch of French people who are hiking here and be the American who is pissing into a Gatorade bottle and like looking at them. I don't want to be that guy. I'd rather be the guy who pees on the land. Wear a diaper. Look, this was silly and whatnot, but also they do not have enough toilets on this crossing. Like, I don't know how anybody else was holding it in. Like, this does not make any sense. Either you don't drink any water or you don't pee for the middle 4.5 hours of the flight, trip, walk, whatever. I don't get it. But this is higher up the mountain. So down there was the waterfall. But now I'm much higher up. Pee on your head wrap to keep it cool. Again, why?
Caveman, pee near river, not in bottle. Flatland, no hide from others. Caveman not want stare while peeing. Mountain path need more pee places.
It didn't go to more
wonder
pee
at Caveman's
places.
problem.
It just
Me
went
laugh
up more
at your
places.
struggle.
So more shots. And then basically you get to the top and you're now in this like kind of valley area. So you have like Mount Doom on your right there. Yeah, dude, if you had to take a dump, if I had taken a shit in the sacred land, I'd literally, I feel like they would have arrested me or something. I don't know. So yeah, you're just like going through this big like crater, basically. This whole hike is just like gorgeous. And this is on the other side of the crater. Just piss in your mouth. You got all of your ideas are way worse than what I did, which is peeing in nature. Like, technically, though, I did go to Mordor and pee in it. Because this is where they filmed Mordor for Lord of the Rings. As you can see, it's, like, pretty sick. Beautiful. Mordor. And this is basically the top. Now, this is the very top of it. This is where I took the picture of the community gathering or whatever. Yeah, so you're up here.
Caveman reach top, see fire rock.
I think this is it.
Poo bad on sacred land. Hike
beautiful,
Mordor nice view. Pee in nature better than silly ideas. Spirits see you mark
dude,
Mordor. Laugh at your adventure.
It's just gorgeous up here. It is so insanely pretty. So this is the highest point in the whole hike. And this is my favorite part of the whole trip, I think. I mean, it's just freaking gorgeous. It is so beautiful. Mount Fuji. Not quite, but close. Yeah, it's nuts. And then if you just walk like 20 more feet, here's my community meetup photo. So at the beginning of the trip, I was like, oh, this would be funny if I tweet out I'm doing a community meetup at the top of like the Mount Doom hike and then post a picture of myself with nobody there. And then there was no service. And so then I couldn't do it until I was like on the other side of the mountain. And then I was kind of worried. I was like, wait, what if somebody actually tries to go there and meet me? Like, I would feel really bad if somebody like dropped whatever they were doing, climbed to the top of this mountain to meet me, and then like I just wasn't even there. But then because there was no service on the mountain, I realized that if I said it's in 1 hour, there's no possible way that somebody who is already on the mountain could
Caveman
get
way
there
up high,
in
very
time because they
pretty.
wouldn't
Favorite
have
part, most
service
beautiful.
and wouldn't
Plan
know
joke,
that I
no
tweeted
people
it.
at top. Worry spirits, not see fun idea.
And if they
spirits
lived more than
laugh,
an
send
hour
no
away, they
people.
couldn't make it into an hour. So I scheduled this in a way where literally nobody could even meet me there. That's how I win. The Lord of the Ring guys was a fan. No, he was a fan of Mount Doom. And then, like, 10 feet later, you have that on your right. Then there's these, like, beautiful lakes. Oh, it's so pretty. Choco! Hope you enjoyed the Monterey trip. Yeah, Monterey Bay Aquarium's awesome. Anyway, very pretty. Did anybody die on the trail? Not that I saw. Did you pee into Mount Doom? No. It would have been fucked up if I peed into this beautiful crystal clear pond. Because I don't know where it would have gone. Yeah, the lakes are really, really pretty. It's nuts. For anybody who goes to New Zealand, highly recommend this hike. It's definitely one of the most, like, condensed, beautiful walks I've done. It was like just shoot, because this is all over like 7 hours.
Caveman trick,
It's
no
crazy
meetup
beautiful.
possible. Water and land very pretty. No death, no pee in pond. Cavemen love the hike. Tell others go. Spirits pleased for once.
Yeah, and then here's the bigger lake, and it's so cool walking along all of them. Did you pee in the lakes? No, I didn't pee again after my first incident because I stopped drinking water. So that I was just really dehydrated because I was worried there wouldn't be toilets. And I was correct. There weren't toilets for like 4 hours. This is a look behind. So I'm just like kind of swiveling around. And then you get to the other side of the kind of like crater up here. So this was this is this blue lake right there. That's Blue Lake. So you're like, stand here and you get to look at this really pretty lake. And then you walk here and you basically crest over the mountains. And then you're just walking down, facing up into this whole area. And it's just super gorgeous. So then you get this view for the next like 2 hours of hiking. It's so pretty. Anyway, not bad, New Zealand. Did the caveman name the lake?
Caveman, not peeing lakes. Dehydrated, worried, no toilets. Blue Lake, very pretty, nice view. Walk down mountain, see beautiful land. Spirits impressed by land, happy caveman.
Damn, so pretty. Look at that. Sheesh. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, these are all just, it's basically the same thing. I'm just like going down a mountain for like 2 hours. Oh, and one of the things about New Zealand, they have these like geothermal vents everywhere. So you just see like smoke rising out of the ground all over the place. It's cool. Please go on another trip. Every time you leave the country, a new medical professional tells me I'm autistic. Are you hold on, are you getting more autistic, or are they telling you the same thing? Because it doesn't sound like you need me to go on any more trips, to be honest, Kate. Did you pee in the vents? No. There were signs saying the vents are sacred private land, do not go near the vents. So no, I did not go pee in the vents. I peed in as little sacred land as I could. Look at all this. And then it suddenly becomes like kind of green again.
Caveman, see pretty view. Long walk.
And lush
ground
and whatnot.
breathes smoke.
It does,
very strange sight.
It does breathe
no
smoke.
pee in smoke holes. Sacred land. Caveman, careful, not upset spirits. I win. No sacred pee this time.
Thank you, Caveman. What's also crazy, the color of water changes everywhere based on the mountain. So up there was like the lakes that were like really bright blue, which is crazy. A little earlier, you see this. I didn't really get a great photo, but like the water here is like yellow brown tannish because of everything that's like going through. It's not because of pee, it's because of all the the rocks and everything that go through. And then a little farther down the mountain, because this is all like very volcanic area, right? These are all volcanoes basically. Then this water is like black. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. And this is like just a few miles down the river or down the mountain or whatever. So I thought this was just like super interesting. It's not oil. But it's like crazy gorgeous. So every, like 30 minutes or whatever, You're just like the water looks completely different. There's a huge free bowl of oatmeal outside your window every morning, and there were no toilets. Would you pee in it? Yes, I would. If there was no toilets, yeah. Well, ideally, I would go pee on a tree or something. This is, again, like the water is just straight up like charcoal. It's crazy.
Water change color, mountain magic, blue, yellow, black, all different. Volcano rocks make water strange.
There's
Caveman like water show.
holes.
Free food with no toilet. Caveman say yes to pee oatmeal. Spirits amused by your choice.
Yeah, and then, so I'm like hiking from, you know, here are the pee vents, or not pee vents, smoke vents. So you're like, you start up here basically, and this is the last like 2 hours of the trip, and you're just going down here, and you can see it just suddenly starts becoming really green, like around here on the mountain, and then you just randomly are suddenly in like a rainforest. It's just out of nowhere. Just grab some different vials of water. Yeah, I would have taken like rocks and water, but that feels like that would be too much. If they didn't seem to care a lot about that stuff, I would have loved to bring some home. But alas, I did not. So then you're just like in this gorgeous forest for the last like hour. It's so pretty. And there's like more. Oh, and then the water gets like crazy again. It turns like gray. I don't know if I got a video of it. Like near the bottom, it turns like light gray water. It's crazy. This looks like a nice place to deforest into paper. God, think of how many homes we could build in Nebraska if we just cut down all of this wood. And then this is me at the bottom. I did it. Great job, me. And then I drove my car
down
home.
mountain, see green land. Forest surprise after dry mountain. Water change color again, gray now.
It's perfect Walmart
Caveman which
location,
takes
yeah.
shiny rock home. Spirits
That'd be a
laugh at
nice
silly
parking
human
lot.
ideas. No chop forest.
Yeah. And this is a... The picture doesn't really do it justice. This is huge. Like, I know this is probably 30 or 40 feet tall. Just the perspective of this doesn't really look like it. Like a human would be like this tall, maybe. So anyway, this was a ridiculously pretty hike. I didn't really get this river here, but this river is crazy. It was like, you can't really, I should have taken a video. You can't really see it, but it's like gray water. It's wild. So that was day 4 or 5 or whatever. Poggies. All right, on to day 5 or whatever. So the next day, Parks and I went to the, we drove up here, a lot of driving. And we went to the Waitapo Thermal Wonderland. So it turns out there are these like geysers from the earth all over New Zealand and particularly in this area. So the whole area smells like farts because of sulfur. And as you're driving around, it's crazy. You just see these like sulfur vents everywhere. It's wild how frequent they are. But this was one of the places that was recommended of like, hey, if you want to go check these out, you should go do this. This is like, you know, very volcanic, like tectonic plates over each other, vent stuff
Caveman
coming out of vents
see big
and stuff.
thing, very big. Hike pretty, river gray like storm cloud. Next day, long drive, go to stink land. Earth burp gas, smell like fart. Caveman confused, spirit jokes all around.
I wouldn't call it Stinkland, but this is the not Waitomo. It's the whatever I just showed. Waiotapu Thermal Wonderland. So you just walk over this river. There's a Parkser. Look, I will admit, the entire time we were there, because it all just smells like rotten eggs, I would always just be like, oh, sorry, Parkser, that was me. And he'd be like, no, it wasn't. So I kept, the whole time I was trying to convince him that I had farted. And he never believed it. Correctly, he never believed it. I did never fart. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, it just looks like this. There are these crazy, like, pools that are just, like, steaming. And this is, like, you know, I was about to say it's a cold day. That doesn't really clarify things. But it's just wild looking. And so you go through this like, outdoor park. And you just see all these fart holes everywhere that are just, like, emitting all this sulfur. Here's one. You can't really see it from the picture, but there's, like, mud at the bottom that's just, like, bubbling because it's, like, 1,000 degrees.
Stinkland smell like rotten egg.
And the
Caveman
earth is
joke,
just, like,
say,
heating it
he
up.
makes smell. Parks do not believe. Right guess. Ground have many steam holes. Fart holes. Spirits laugh with every sniff. Caveman prankster.
Thank you, Caveman. So these definitely don't do as well with pictures. Like, this is all mud that's, like, bubbling. Same here. Look at that picture. Great. This is one of the bigger ones. Look at this shit. It's crazy. And what's cool is the colors, like, change all the time. Not, like, every minute, but every day, I guess, the colors are changing based on the sun and, like, what's going on with the different chemicals in the fart hole. Yeah, so what's cool is like as you're walking through this, you're like seeing all this like bubbling and steam and whatnot come off. I assume I took some videos. Here's a picture of us. This is the big vert hole. This is me smelling it. Like it's like a very, very potent smell. It's quite a lot. But yeah, it's it's wild geographically. It is really, really unique. Just the whole area, and there's a bunch of these that you can go see. This one I loved. I definitely recommend it. There's just these little streams everywhere that have like really interesting, just like texture and I don't know, like layers to them and whatnot. None of this translates super well.
Strong, colors change,
to pictures.
Sun and spirit, magic, big fart hole, caveman sniff.
You don't have to be that
caveman
excited.
Amazed likes much. Spirits laugh.
Here's like the gray
day.
water again. The water had like really unique colors as it would go in different parts of the river. Yep, so we're walking around. You could you walk on these like boardwalks along the outside of it. Here's Parkster sitting on a bench. This is Green Lake, I think. Yeah, this is just one of the lakes. Like the lakes are just like crazy colors. This one is just green. Another one is like Mountain Dew green. This is where another person walked up and was like, Parkster, Doug. I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, can we get a picture? It's awesome. So a guy from New Zealand met us here. You were the second person and only. Oh, there were only 2 people who recognized us in New Zealand, and I wasn't expecting it to be at the Fart Lake, but yeah, crazy beautiful. It's just like really, really unique. Like I've never seen anything like this in terms of just this very, very interesting geographical landscape. Oh, here's a little bit. So just like there's
Water
just this like
color,
fog and
green
smoke
like
everywhere all
Walk
the
on
time.
board the Sea Wild Lakes. Caveman meet fans at Fart Lake. Funny spot. Few recognize. Spirits tease. Land unique. Caveman never see before. Spirits guide color magic. Ooh.
The sound. Oh, right. I literally probably 100 times. I would point at things and then be like, "That's where they filmed Lord of the Rings," and then Parkster would be like, "Is that exactly where they filmed Lord of the Rings?" And then I would say, "No, I mean in New Zealand." And so I made that joke probably like 45 times. So then this part was actually used to film Lord of the Rings. So then I pointed at it and took a picture. I guess they record. So there's like this bubbling mud at the bottom of this, and they recorded it and used it in Lord of the Rings. A lot of stuff that was used in Lord of the Rings in New Zealand. It's like down there is just this like boiling mud. Same there. Same there. Oh, you can see it a little bit. A little bubbling. But yeah, and then there's just Mountain Dew Lake. The camera like makes it look less green than it was. It was like bright neon green. Like people probably, I don't know. I felt like people came and poured a bunch of Monster in there or something.
Caveman joke many times. Ring film here. Mud bubble. Used in story. Take picture of ring spot.
Yeah.
Mud boil. Mountain Dew. Lake green. Spirits laugh at repetition. Ooh.
Okay, that wasn't. It was a Shrek shot. Yeah, it is wild. So this whole. Actually, interestingly enough, Parkster was disappointed by the glowworms because the marketing pictures for them were so crazy. But with this place, the pictures only showed the giant like fart crater and one other thing. And so this ended up being like way cooler than we expected. And like just the colors on all the water it's just nuts, man. So this was it. Waiotapu Thermal Wonderland. I don't know how to pronounce any of the Maori. But it was great if you end up being in New Zealand. It was really fun. It was like 2 or 3 hours. I feel I would have had to slurp a bit of the green water. I mean, I would have loved it to. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry to the people of New Zealand. I did drink some of it. Because I joked, and I drank some cave water too. I kept joking with Parkster it'd be funny if I got sick because I drank cave water. And so then I had a little bit. And then here, over here, I think, I was like walking over it, and I was like, Parkster, we should drink some. And he was like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, come on. And then I dipped my finger in and did drink some of it. So
Caveman
I'm sorry if that's not allowed.
Glow bug lie, but Fartland
if
surprise.
That's not cool
Colors
with the,
wild.
with the
More fun than
sacred land,
expected.
I'm sorry.
Caveman drink green water. Joke about sick. Spirits watch. Maybe laugh. Maybe worry. Caveman bold. Taste water from land.
How did you not get sick? I don't know. It's quite possible that I get like a brain parasite. There's a guy who drank glacier water in like Alaska, and he got a straight up like brain parasite, and he had to be hospitalized for weeks and almost died. So if there are brain eating amoebas in the fart holes, like I'll probably die. I mean, I didn't sit there like drinking a gallon of water. I like put my finger in and then licked it. I wanted to say I had drinking the fart water, but you're probably not supposed to do that. And it's probably sacred fart water too. I don't know. But I didn't drink the Mountain Dew. There was just one of the pools that we like walked over. I'm not banned from New Zealand. They're fine with it. Anyway, then we went to the next town and saw that they had nachos that are served in a giant taco. So we ate that. And then the place that Parks are booked ended up being insanely gigantic. So we had like a whole like cottage to ourselves, this was just like gorgeous. And then you're like looking out along the lake. Oh, awesome. We're only there for like the end of the day. And then at this point, unfortunately, it rained
Caveman
for like
drink
the rest of the
fart
trip.
Water. Maybe danger. Spirits say no, drink sacred water. Caveman brave or silly? Not sick yet, lucky man. Eat big food in giant taco hut. Spirits laugh, watch Caveman's choices.
Yeah, so then at this point it just started raining a lot, so we couldn't really explore Rotorua. So I had wanted to go, so we went here. And I wanted to, like, explore the lake and go to this funny, like, adventure park thing, but it was just, like, pouring rain the whole time we were there. So I enjoyed the water, but that was it. I'm not sure if there would be harmful bacteria in the water, but it's probably chemically toxic. Yeah, it's very acidic, for sure. I don't think that... I mean, the water is like 1,000 degrees. I don't think it's bad for you. Just saw the news that you were banned from New Zealand. They probably won't ban me. This is also Rotorua. We ate some delicious food here. Walked around a little bit in the rain and explored it. It was really, really pretty. Rotorua is super pretty. And then we did like 8 hours of driving because we did this giant loop. So the driving was actually really, really pretty. And I asked Parkster towards the last like hour or two of driving to take some pictures, and they aren't great, but this is a little bit of what it looks like as you're driving through New Zealand. Well, not that. It's really, really gorgeous. You're driving through these just endless
explore Rotorua
green hills.
Lake look nice.
With
Adventure
a
park wet.
shit ton of sheep
Water
and
may
cows.
be bad, but tasty food. Drive long time. Land pretty. Spirit soaked. Caveman with rain. Laughter loud.
Okay, these are not good pictures. But, like, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's more like this. It's just these endless green hills with livestock everywhere. And this is just everywhere you're driving, basically, is like that. So it's really, really, really pretty. It's interesting. It's like, it all looks exactly the same. It all just looks like this. Just, like, green hills with sheep and cows. Just in all directions forever. Like, there's so much of that, which is wild. Yeah. Don't come to Australia, you're scary. Australia probably doesn't have sacred water that I will drink. Yeah, okay, this is a good shot. This is what it looked like everywhere. It is really, really pretty. So this is, there's like, 8 hours of driving I did, and it was just lots and lots and lots of this. And they do indeed, I know everybody's making the sheep joke right now, but they legitimately have so many sheep and so many cows. It is everywhere. I assume this is what England is like. Or Wales or whatever, like Britain. This is what I've heard Britain is like. It's just endless green hills with a bunch of cows. But then it gets a little bit boring. It's just like, so there's just an absolute shit ton of farms
Endless
everywhere.
Green hills, many sheep and cows, land all same. Everywhere pretty. 8 hours drive, beauty never stop. Caveman laugh, scared of Australia water. Spirits
It's
keep
not that
fields
rich.
lush, protect sheep.
It's like, because this is like, we went in the end of winter, and it's like beautifully green everywhere. Like everywhere is super like bright green. It was very, very, very gorgeous. I like driving around is one of my favorite parts. You also have to drive on the wrong side of the road, so that was kind of confusing for a while. And I almost got in a few car accidents the first few hours, but then I got used to it. And then Parkster just had me drive the whole time, which I was fine with. I preferred that. But anyway, driving, cows, more cows. Parkster took pictures of all our food, so I took a picture of this water picture, and then I took a picture of him taking a picture. So then we're back in Auckland, and then the last day in Auckland, there is up here, so we're kind of staying in this area. there's this bungee jumping place here, so we decided to walk to it. We walked to it, and then it was going to take like 2.5 hours and didn't look that cool. So instead I just went on a run for like a while. So these are pictures of me just running along the waterfront of Auckland.
Greenland bright, Caveman like,
wow.
Drive on wrong side, almost crash.
Wow.
Parkster make Caveman driver, haha.
Wow.
Picture war with Parkster, funny time.
Wow.
Bungee jump plan, brave Caveman, spirits hold breath, watch adventure.
I don't know about you guys. Beaches don't really do anything for me. I think because of living in California, you know, I like grew up in California, so like beaches just aren't that exciting to me. But I don't know, it's just never done anything. Rivers I like a lot. Beaches, eh. So, you know, like seeing this type of stuff, I was like, yeah, it's fine. This I like a lot. I really like ferries and like waterfront stuff, but beaches don't really do anything for me. So a lot of what people recommended in New Zealand was like, oh, you got to go to this amazing beach. And I was like, I just don't care. Like, I've been to enough beaches and none of them really do that much for me. But I mean, I did, you know, on this day, I was like walking through them. Yep, more of Auckland. That's a bird. Their seagulls are funny. Their seagulls are smaller, and then they have like brighter colored beaks and feet and cooler like tails. Here is a church. Okay. Is everybody ready for the good shit? Okay, this has all been boring. Because I live near the beach. And
beach is boring, river better for Caveman, ferries and waterfront fun. New Zealand folks say sea beach, Caveman no care. Bird, small, funny colors. Spirits prefer rivers too, laugh at bored Caveman.
I'm about to tell you the greatest travel experience I've ever had in my entire life. We flew first class home. Oh my God, it was amazing. I've never flown anything other than economy. And then we were like, okay, so at first Parkster was like, I'm going to be incredibly sick on this flight. I get sick on airplanes. I ideally want to have, and he's never left the country other than to go to Canada. He's driven into Canada. This is his first international flight ever. And so it's way longer than normal. And flights apparently make him really sick. And he was like, if we can get a nicer seat, then that would help me a lot because I'm not just going to be sitting there almost vomiting for 13 straight hours on the flight. And I was like, fuck, it actually would be really nice to like have a nicer seat. I hate airplane seats so much. Obviously, if it's an hour or two, whatever, that's fine. But if it's like 3+ hours, and certainly if it's like 12 hours, I get so uncomfortable. My back starts hurting immensely. I can't sleep while I'm sitting. Like I am just not physically capable of doing that. So I end up just being like brain dead zombie sitting in a chair. And if it's a long international flight, like to Japan or New Zealand, it's just miserable because I'm sitting there unable to sleep, but like,
Caveman
cramped
fly
into this
fancy
tiny
sky
spot.
chariot home. First class, like Chief's throne.
Yes.
Parkster sick on flight, need comfort. Caveman hate long sky ride, back pain bad. Spirits impressed by sky luxury, blessed journey.
And then I'm not super tall, but I'm tall enough that I can't work or like do anything on a airplane seat because the fucking the person in front of me will recline, and then they bring their table, their tray table down. I bring my tray table down. And then my laptop or whatever I'm using has to like angle like this. So the only way I work is like this, which as you can imagine, very uncomfortable after like 10 minutes. And so on flights, I can't sleep. I'm physically in pain the whole time, like particularly after 2 or 3 hours. And then I can't sleep. So I'm just like fucking dying the whole time, but I can't like fall asleep. Anyway, I hate flights. That being said, I'm not a coward. I can put up with it. Yeah. Like I've done a number of international flights. I just deal with it. But for me, traveling, especially internationally, the way I feel about traveling internationally is like, oh, cool. I'm going to be absolutely fucking miserable for like 12 to 14 hours. And then I'm going to get there so sleep deprived and tired that I'm going to lose like the first day and a half because of how incredibly tired I am.
Caveman
and like how horrible
chair,
I feel
tight space,
from
tray table,
the
no
sky
fit,
chair.
Caveman been awkward, flight pain, no sleep, dying feeling.
How's he
Caveman
British?
strong, endure many flights. Spirits watch, offer no comfort, chuckle softly.
Okay, I don't understand. Whatever. So he's made from my voice, by the way. I don't know why he's British. So and again, like you gotta fucking deal with it, right? If you're gonna travel, you gotta deal with it. But I've never flown anything other than economy, so this is my only experience of flights. And again, 2-3 hour flight, I don't mind at all. That's fine. It's at the 3+ hour mark that I really start getting uncomfortable. And then when I fly overseas, it is just miserable. Like, and so for me, that's what traveling is. Traveling is like, oh, you're gonna sit in a chair, you're gonna feel horrible for 12 straight hours, and then you're gonna get there and you're gonna feel terrible for the first several days because you're not only dealing with jet lag, you're also dealing with the fact that you're like super sleep deprived and physically hurting. So that's my experience with traveling. So on the way there, we were like, Parkser mentioned that he gets really sick in economy. It was like, if we can do economy plus, that would be really great. So apparently there are 3 tiers. There is economy, which is like the cheap one. Then there's economy premium, which is where you get more legroom and a little more space. Wow. And then there's first class or business class in this case. And business class is where they give you...
Caveman only fly economy. Used to paying Skychair
only
bad
flies
after 3
economy.
hours. Long flights worse. Travel means sit, feel bad, then jet lag, then more pain. Parkster sick in economy, want better Skychair.
Yeah.
Spirit shakeheads offer no ease, grin slyly.
So... at the beginning of this, I mentioned that I'm like often uncomfortable spending money. I've never even considered paying more money to have a nicer seat on a flight. But Parkser was like, if we go to economy premium, I am less likely to feel horrible the entire time. And so it's like, oh shit, okay. So we looked at it. It's $2,000 for each of us round trip. And I was paying for our tickets because the only reason Parkser is going to New Zealand is because it's this stupid meme to get cologne. So I was funding the trip. So $2,000 each for our round trip tickets to go to New Zealand. And to do economy premium, it's $4,000 each. You double it. So instead of $2,000 for a ticket, it's $4,000. And in return, you get more legroom, basically. But I was like, fuck, this is 12 hours. Parkser's gonna be really sick. This one time, I'm just gonna splurge and go for it. And so instead of spending $4,000 on tickets, I spent $8,000, and I got both Parkser and me premium economy for the way there and back. And on the way there, we got premium economy, and it was fine. Like, it's fine. There's more leg room. It's not worth $2,000 in my opinion. Again, this is round trip,
not
so
like spending big shiny rocks. Parkster say
yeah, it's
nicer
expensive.
Skychair better. $2,000 each become $4,000 for comfy sit. Caveman splurge.
I mean,
spend
New Zealand's a long
$8,000
flight,
for
by the way.
comfort. Spirits astonished at shiny rock use. Curious outcome.
They give you really nice food and whatnot. So now arguably it was still worth it. And I was able to get like an hour of sleep on the flight on the way there because I had enough room that I could lean forward onto like my tray table thing and like kind of sleep on it a little bit. But yeah, shitload of money, right? And so I was like, that's a lot. So, you know, we needed to spend $4,000 to get to and from New Zealand, and then the extra $4,000 was to make it more comfortable. I would not say it's worth it. However, again, that was to get to the second tier, but there's also the third tier, which is first class / business class or whatever. I think there's multiple, whatever. I'm just going to call it first class. I think it's called business class, at least on Air New Zealand. And that's where you get, you know, like your own private seat, and they have it at a funny angle, and, you know, it looks all nice or whatever. But that is like $8,000 a person. I was like, no, I'm not spending $8,000. I'm not going to spend $16,000 on tickets. So but I did put $8,000 on the tickets, which is a lot. But then Parkser was looking at it and he said, we can actually bid money to get a first class business seat if there's one available.
Skychair food, nice. Caveman sleep bit better. Spend many shiny rocks for comfort, but not first class. First class like private cave and sky, too expensive. Spirits watch Caveman's choices.
Yeah.
Curious if worth shiny rocks spent. Caveman keeps some shiny rocks.
It's a gamble. This is a business expense. So technically I get a discount because I was going there to create business things. So it is technically I get a discount. I'm still spending the money, but it just means I won't be taxed as much at the end of the year. But still, it's a lot. 8,000's a lot. That's so much more than I've ever spent on flights. But they have a thing where you can put in an amount of money and you can say, hey, if you guys end up opening additional business seats, like the first class ones, we would pay money to upgrade from the second tier up to the third tier. So Parkser said, I was like, look, I'm spending $8,000 on tickets. I'm not spending any more. But Parkser was like, I would be willing, this is now Parkser saying this, I would be willing to put in more money for the chance to us for the chance for us to get upgraded to first class. And I was like, that would be great. If you're willing to put in money, that's awesome. So he spent like a few hours researching the exact best strategies for how much money to put in that is as little as possible, but the most likely to actually get you the upgrade to first class. And so the number he came up with was, I believe, $1,600 each. So $800 per flight. So $1,600 that he would put in on top of our $4,000.
Save shiny rocks on taxes.
Yes.
Spend $8,000. Feels big, but save some shiny rocks later. Parkster want upgrade Skychair, willing to add more shiny rocks.
Yeah.
Spirit of Chance guide Parkster in shiny rock strategy. Maybe upgrade Sky Cave Seat. Caveman curious of outcome. Brave decisions in Skytrade land.
So $640 per person per leg. Okay. So Parkster put up $1,280 each way. So in total, about $2,500 as an auction to basically say, hey, if you guys have extra first class seats, we want to be in the auction to buy them. And so in total, that would mean that instead of spending $8,000 on tickets, how do I do this math? In one direction, we were paying $4,000 for both of our tickets, and Parkster was basically putting on an extra $1,200 to say, hey, could we get upgraded to first class? On the way there, we didn't get the upgrade. So I just spent $4,000, Parkster spent nothing, and we got the business economy premium, whatever things. On the way back, though, I forget when we got it, but we got the news, fucking poggies, we got the upgrade. So on the way back, I still spent the $4,000 on the base tickets, but then Parkster's amount worked out, and he spent $1,200 to get us upgraded to first class. So in total, it was $5,200 for us to both get first class flights back
Parkster
to
spent $1,280 each way for the upgrade. Chance. Extra
upgrade.
shiny rocks for auction. Hope for first class.
So
no upgrade
actually
first
great.
Trip. Stay premium.
$5,200
Return trip. Upgrade win.
for two
first class joy.
tickets from New Zealand.
Spirits amused by
is great.
gamble. Luck favor cavemen.
Again, for context, it would be $8,000 each normally, and instead we paid about I don't know what's the math there, like $2,600 total each, like way less. So that's not to say that $5,200 isn't a lot of money, but that is to say that's way less than what you would normally pay for first class. That is not how you do math. How did I do the math wrong? What did I math wrong about that? Flex the money, spend $8K each. Right? So on the way back, instead of spending, it would have been $8K total for both of us, right? 4,000? I wrote the numbers on our website if you don't know how to do math. All right, whatever. The math is somewhat wrong here, but the point is I spent $4,000, and then Parkster put in this additional money in order to get upgraded first class. Now, as a reminder, I have never flown anything other than economy. I don't really travel in luxury ever. I'm trying to think of any time I've really traveled in luxury. Already on this trip, we kept staying at, we're staying at a Marriott hotel and like these really nice lodges and stuff. Like we were like spending money to stay at nice places. And I was like, holy shit, this is super nice. And we got free hotel breakfast. And I'll admit it was really
Caveman
good.
confused math.
It was
but
literally
shiny
super
rocks
good.
for first class. Spent $4,000 plus Parkster's shiny rocks for upgrade. Great deal compared to $8,000 each normal. Spirits chuckle at math mess, but pleased with luxury win. Caveman enjoys sky luxury. Great journey.
Thank you. So you'll never go back, dude. That's the problem. That's what I'm getting to. All right. So we go to the airport and I am like, holy shit, we're flying first class. This is going to be fucking crazy. I don't know what this is going to be like. And it was insane. First, we get to the airport. We walk past in Air New Zealand. This is like rows and rows and rows and rows of people checking in, doing bags or whatever. I prepare to go get in line, and then Park's just like, no, come over here. That's for the normies. They have a premium check-in spot. What? I didn't know that. There's a whole room just for you to check in if you're first class. There's like attendants here.
Bro, this is crazy. Lounge? You seeing this?
Are you going to check in?
Just fucking wild. You're in your own private little room just to check in. And they're like, the attendants are coming over and like asking you for shit. Oh my God. And then.
Oh, I got a button on the door.
Absolutely crazy.
That was so unnecessary.
Caveman, first time,
so
first
unnecessary.
class, mind blown. Skip big line,
my
go
God.
special room. Private check-in for Sky Luxury. Wow.
Okay.
Spirit surprise. Luxury journey ahead.
That's how it
Caveman
starts, right?
amazed.
And then Okay, you go here, all these people, there's like hundreds of people in line, and then we realize...
Parkser and me.
Express lane by invitation only, we get to go to this fancy line, this is crazy! I've never seen anything like this.
This is crazy. Not this like
one, Parkser, not like getting to go off in my own lane, Parkser.
Duke of New Zealand.
I'm some sort of king. And so all the poor people are just like over here. Like having to wait in a giant thing. We just skipped to the front. It's insane.
Oh, it's electronic? Bro, let me look at your passport.
Okay. And then dude, okay, wait, and then we went in and there's like even more. You get to skip another line. There's like an hour of line that we skipped. Okay, and then once we got first class, Parkser was like, I want to get there early so that we have time to eat the free food at the lounge. Because again, Parkser wants to eat free food more than anything else in the entire world. And so I was worried it took so long to get to the airport. I was worried we wouldn't even be able to go to the lounge.
For chief, feel like king, avoid
but we get to go on the
normies,
chief line.
Skip another line, save 1 hour. Spirits,
crazy.
Watch, envy Caveman's swift passage.
So in
Luxury
here,
journey just begin, excitement grow.
In to actually go through the TSA, like the metal detector with our bags, way faster. And then we get into the airport, right?
Bro, this shit sucks ass. I can't believe people used to live like this.
Right? And this is what the normies have to live with now.
Not us.
Live like what?
Not us. We're royalty.
Okay, and then we get to go up
these stairs are just for us?
So
is this the lounge?
What are you talking about?
So this is the normal airport where you walk through, right? And now we're trying to find the lounge. And I've never been in an airport lounge. I don't fucking know. I don't know how that shit works. But it sounds cool. Parkser even said there's showers in them, which is ridiculous. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we're walking through the airport. Oh no, we already watched this one. And then we finally find the lounge.
Here it is. The lounge. Oh. The lounge.
It's this way.
The lounge. Oh, look at that. We're so rich. Dude, they have elevators. The Air New Zealand Lounge, bro.
Do you guys even know there were lounges? I literally didn't even know they had lounges at airports. I mean, I think I conceptually knew about it, but I never like thought about the fact that somewhere in an airport there's just this lounge for rich people. Okay.
They got windows?
They have what?
Windows in the lounge.
Parkser was nonplussed. He has been to fancy lounges and shit all the time. He knows how to travel in style.
Yes, they have floor-to-ceiling windows in the lounge.
Damn. Look at that.
Is this going to be part of the vlog?
I hate poor people.
You should be confused at not bottom-tier travel experience.
This is crazy.
Yeah, because Parkser the whole time was basically like, yes, you are experiencing travel where you actually like take time and effort and money to like have a really good experience, which I hadn't done before. Okay.
Dude. They got escalator safety here? Whoa.
I kept saying to Parkser like, damn, poor people suck. I think one or two times like other people overheard and I felt bad. But it was okay, wait. Dude, look at this fucking lounge. All right, it was actually, there's a lot of people in it. Okay. So you walk in. This is so unnecessary.
It's like a whole other airport. You think we can sit in the chairs? Wow.
And you can just sit anywhere.
So unnecessary.
Way busier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was pretty busy.
Sorry. All right, wait, we're not as rich as we thought.
Okay.
It's also funny because we're here because we didn't pay the
Sky
main
Cave
amount.
have many huts. Rich men have special rest cave. Doug see new hut. Doug not no rich hut exists.
Okay. I'm gonna play Baka Mitai. Okay. Look at that.
Whoa.
Turns are empty.
Oh, they got plates?
Dude, they have a buffet with like fancy food.
Parser, check this out.
And I was just kind of...
Damn.
You're literally gonna get kicked out of lounge.
Yeah, I was just going for it. And then look at all this food. It's like fancy shit too. It's like egg mayo sandwiches on wheat bread. Fucking, there was like broccolini, fancy aged cheddar, hummingbird coffee, and chocolate mousse.
Oh, they got booze.
They just have alcohol everywhere.
They got cream.
It's really just full of booze. All right, so then we get a whole plate of food. I eat broccoli. I had vegetables for the first time in like a week.
Only in New Zealand, am I right?
Not correct.
Now Parkster, he knows what's going on. I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy. We're so rich.
I'm taking a shower in an airport.
They have showers. They're so funny. Like, why? What is the point of this? There's like a whole private bathroom. And then I came out here, and then I just like intentionally didn't dry my hair at all because I thought it was so funny that I was showering in the airport. And so then I was just like walking around the lounge, just like dripping water. And like, all these people were looking at me weird. And at first I was like, are they annoyed because I'm just taking a video of the lounge? And then I realized it's because I'm dripping water everywhere. Like, I was just getting weird looks. But I had to take a shower because this is insane. There's a whole fucking coffee and wine bar. They're thinking, who let the poor in? Who's this poor guy who's taking a shower?
Belly full from Food Cave. Fancy green plant food. Waterfall and Sky Cave for body clean. Doug water makes Sky Cave wet. People look with angry eyes. Doug
and there's all these like
silly,
side rooms.
Man.
There's like a kids area. There's like multiple private areas you can go if you want like a quiet spot.
All right.
They got mints. Parks are gonna mint.
Oh. They got an exit here? What? Damn, they have escalators here?
But you literally went up the other end.
Whoa, they got airplanes?
So, lounge, crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not me playing it up for content. I was like, holy shit, that was awesome. It went from, okay, getting into the airport, the whole experience was amazing because they send you off in this private lounge to check in for no reason, and then you get your own private line. And so we got through the airport super easy, and then you get to hang out in this nice ass lounge, eating nice ass food with like a bunch of space. You get to take a shower. It was so nice. Like, I was like, already at this point, I was like, I am genuinely enjoying this. This has gone from an experience I have to tolerate and it's awful to I'm genuinely enjoying myself. And then we go to the actual plane.
Yeah, let's take the escalators. The stairs are for the poor people.
I don't understand. That's
I think that one overheard me.
Yeah, let's take the escalators. The stairs are for the poor people.
I don't understand. That's first of all, it's not true.
This is not in the lounge, by the way. We're just walking into the airplane. What? Oh, dude, in the lounge, they have like fancy TVs everywhere that are like, here's when the boarding is happening for the next flights. I was literally in the shower and I heard over the intercom like, hello, passengers. We are now boarding for New Zealand flight NZ43. Please head over to the boarding station or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm taking a shower right now. I'm getting this like nice private little announcement. You don't even have to work. You get to hang out in the lounge until right when you're boarding. Insane. Okay, all right. Now, look at this fucking seat. First off, why is it at a 45-degree angle? I don't know. But so it looks nice, right? I was like, oh yeah, this would be cool, right? I was mostly
Sky Cave have tiny human hut. Special talk rock tell when Skybird leave. Doug get clean. Here talk rock. Doug feel like chief. Sky Cave make travel easy. Doug like rich life.
Yeah. Okay. So go in. Now I've seen these, right? I'm sure we've all seen a first class seat before, and you're like, that looks fancy, whatever. And you know, they have like, you walk in, everybody has like a fucking glass of wine. And so I'm like, yeah, this would be cool.
Only in New Zealand, am I right?
Now I didn't realize how much legroom there'd be. Look at that. I can extend my legs. And again, I'm not like crazy tall, but I'm tall enough that my knees are pushed up against, in a normal economy plane, my knees are pressed up against the chair in front of me. It's awful. It feels bad. Again, it's just like physically uncomfortable. It's not the worst experience in the world. Obviously, it's not like there's worse things in the world, but it's not comfortable. And this is like, holy shit, I just get to have my leg. This is insane. This is insane. Look at this menu. There's like a whole, it's like a actual restaurant that you're ordering from. Slow cooked wild Ferdinand like mushroom shit. Yeah, you get venison is one of the options. People hate you for no shoes. I only took my shoes off because the lady next to me took her shoes off, and she clearly wasn't a poor because she looked really comfortable in first class. So Doug pees on sacred ground, and the spirits reward him with a first class upgrade. Yeah. Can we get a basement lounge for the whale TTS chatters? We should get a basement lounge. Yeah. Like if you aren't one of the poors, then you get like premium treatment. Okay. So yeah. Now Parkser has traveled in good things before. He wasn't that shocked by it. To be fair, you just shower. Yeah, right. I took a shower 5 minutes before this. To be fair to me, okay? My feet probably don't stink nearly as much. But I did make sure that the other Richies, like I was kind of looking around to them to be like, what do I do? So I didn't even know you could even put your foot on the footrest thing until she started doing it.
Tall Doug have cave leg.
I was reading about
Skybird have big seat for rich men. Doug amazed by leg space. Meat like tasty feast cave. Skybird like rich hut. Doug dream of
like,
rich
oh, it was a
life.
rich hut. Yeah. Yeah, this is a GPT training token. Anyway. Okay, so then they come out and they put a fucking table, like they like bend a whole table. It's not a tray table. It's like a legit table, and then they put a tablecloth on it. I shouldn't have watched this. I now see why people demand to fly first class. Dude, my entire experience was me just being like, holy shit, this is amazing. I cannot believe that you can travel like this. It's like a restaurant. They brought out lobster bisque and garlic bread. They're like, do you want anything from the bakery? And they're in their New Zealand accents. It's ridiculous. They're offering you drinks whenever you want it. Parkser had like 13 Diet Cokes over the course of the flight. Fucking salt and pepper in little trays. This was my meal. It was like, I don't know, like salmon or something. It was some type of fish with like broccolini and all this good ass shit. It was like good. So I'm sitting there like having tons of space to literally coating the caveman who's there, sitting there like getting to do like nice work, and then occasionally fold my laptop down, pull it up, and then fucking get to just eat nice ass food like it's a restaurant. Insane. And then Parkser reminded me that there's seat chat where you can talk to each other on the seat, even though he's literally to the right of me. And so we started seat chatting, and I wrote, hello, Parkser, and he wrote, hello, Douglas, and then I wrote, bomb. Which, like, there's a decent chance I could have gotten kicked out of first class, but I recovered by saying that means hello in Japanese. And then Parkser says, you literally just accepted the TOS saying you wouldn't use this for inappropriate communication. And don't worry, guys, I covered my bases. Blame Google Translate, not me. If anybody looks at this, like, you know, the FBI, they're just gonna be like, oh, it was a Google Translate error. So, saved. And then typing on this takes forever. This is true. Every word took like a minute. It was so hard to type on this seat. And then because he said this, I said, while we're talking, could you please write up an addendum to the Scootish contract in this chat? So then Parkser spent like, first he said, what? And I said, please hurry. What are we adding? It has to be in this chat window. My computer isn't connecting to Wi-Fi. That if we don't survive this flight, then he gets fired. Like if I have a heart attack or something. I added this. I saved it.
Doug.
Right? This might imply I was going to blow up the flight, but this saved it.
Real comfy. Big table have white skin. Doug play word game with Parkster. Doug say funny words on Skyrock. Need tiny more finger rock for faster word K.
What's faster? Okay. So anyway, salvaged it here, but otherwise, oh yeah, because then I saw that there was a block button, which is, I don't know why this is a feature. Like, how often are you blocking and unblock? So anyways, I threatened to block Parkser, and then wrote wee woo, and so then he wrote up the whole contract. The independent contractor agreement between DBA, Doug, and Jackson Heritage shall be amended as follows. Section 3 shall be amended with the following cause for termination. Douglas Reed is determined to have suffered legal death as a consequence of Air New Zealand Flight 4 on October 5th, 2024, as determined by a licensed medical practitioner with credentials issued by a governing body or institution of competent jurisdiction. The parties hereby agree to this amendment. So then he connected. Let me pull up my Discord. He connected to the internet, and this is for the friend who is now joining the Discord and is going to be fired at some point. Parks Road. Hey, Scootage, we just drafted this amendment on our flight. Could you sign and return this as soon as possible, please? Or if you're on this flight, you can just send it via seat chat to seat 12J and we can accept electronic signature too. That was a great Parks moment. He fucking cracked me up really hard. So we had a great seat chat. This took like 15 straight minutes to type up. This was so much typing for a seat conversation. Oh, this is me taking a picture of him as he was writing it. There's another picture of just like how awesome this is, where I'm like talking with Parks on my left. I have my feet fully extended and a table working on my laptop. Okay, all that's great, right? It took 7 minutes. Did he write that? Okay, 7 minutes. So all of that was great. And all of that would be like, wow, that's probably not worth $8,000, but it is like, that is a crazy experience. The lounge was awesome. Getting to skip all the lines was awesome. Being on this nice chair with a nice table, like getting to fucking stretch out my legs, getting to bend back my chair.
Block Parkster and Skybird. Make right serious Sky Treaty. Doug feel mighty in seat. Doug think too many shiny rocks for Sky Feast.
A lot of you are aware that this is a thing. I was not aware that this is a thing. On first class, they turn your fucking chair into a bed. They fold the chair down and put a cot on top, and then it's just a bed. And so I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And you get to fully lay down, even for me. I'm like, I'm like 6'1". It's like I could fit in the full thing. I was assuming I would have to like scrunch my knees up. And so then I slept for 5 straight hours. That's insane. I just got to sleep in a bed. This was literally mind-blowing to me. Of like, dude, a flight doesn't have to be this absolutely miserable experience of like being zombie-like tired, but I can't fall asleep because I'm scrunched in this terrible fucking chair for 10 straight hours. Instead, I just got to sleep in a bed. It's ridiculous. And then we're back in the United States. My God. So this was the greatest travel experience I've ever had. It wasn't just like twice as good. It was like, it went from an experience I hate to an experience I genuinely had a great time with. I literally woke up just being like, oh my God, that was awesome. And then, still went home and slept, but like, holy shit. And even with the price, it was like, dude, I went from not having, the experience of travel went from like, oh yeah, I'm going to feel horrible the whole flight and then be sleep deprived and feel exhausted for the next like 2 days to like, go home and felt fine. And I got home and slept a few more hours in my bed and then I'm just like good to go. And I'm like, have had very little jet lag. This shit's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy that you can just like pay money and have a great experience. Who knew? Oh yeah, it's like an order of magnitude greater. So it's not only my first time doing first class, I also realized for the first time like what first class entails. And now, I'm going to be honest, I want to do first class all the time. So this is all to say, this is a very long way of saying the following, which the caveman is about to talk. I'll let him finish.
Sky chair becomes sleep place. Doug lay long body down. Doug dream in Skybird. Doug wake happy, not grumpy. Rich life makes sky fly good. Doug like magic sleep rock.
So look, here's the deal. For any domestic flight, certainly any flight that's like 3 hours or less, I'm never going to pay for first class. It's not a good use of money. And I still try to be frugal in general. But I'm serious. I feel like a douche saying it. I need to fly first class again on international flights. I don't need to, but holy shit, it was so awesome. It was so awesome on every level. And I arrived all like well rested and I had all this food and I had to take a shower and all this shit. So this is all to say that if you see me doing a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship before my next trip to Japan, that's why. I'm definitely just gonna do sponsors right before every flight and then just pay for first class. Cause like, dude, oh my God, it was the best. It was the best. Oh, I fucking love it. So sorry, you guys have to deal with more sponsors. My first class to Japan was $780. That was it? That's like 1,000 times worth it. Okay, I looked. I'm planning on going to Japan in like 4 months. I was basically, I literally on the flight, I was like, oh my God, how much does it cost? I want to fly first class again. And I think it costs like $5,000 each way so I think the New Zealand one is more expensive than normal. It seems like 8,000 a person is like more expensive. Oh wait, no, 8,000 is round trip, right? So it's 8,000 round trip per person. And then I think it was 5,000 round trip for first class to Japan. Anyways, I'm probably gonna try to do that, and it's worth doing sponsors just for that. But it sounds like maybe I could get it even cheaper. I don't know. No, I am not going to charge you guys more Texas Beach money. It is more effective to make money to just do a sponsor, by the way, than to like squeeze you guys for more money. I also don't really, I would rather some company pays me money to talk about them and then I get to fly first class rather than demand a bunch of money from you guys. You know what I mean? Just buy econ and do an upgrade later. Check the prices daily.
Doug
They
loves
fluctuate a lot.
Doug needs shiny rock work for rich seat. Doug fly long sky trip, need fancy hut.
No.
Doug do sponsor for Sky Feast. Japan next trip. Doug crave sky luxury.
No, you guys, a lot of you guys have a lot of money, as evidenced by how much you spend on Texas Beach. It's just the principle of the matter. I would rather some, random company, I would rather Opera GX pays for my first class ticket rather than asking my community to do it. Because to be clear, this is still incredibly gratuitous, right? Like spending $8,000. I mean, in the end, so be clear, in the end, I spent $4,000 total for the round trip tickets. And then if you add in Parksers money, it was $4,600 for my round. Each of us was $4,600, I think, in total. Like that's still a shitload of money. And it's like, this is really gratuitous and I don't need to do it. But if like a company is willing to just give me money, then yes. But like, this doesn't feel like this isn't important enough to want to like ask my audience for money. You know what I mean? Got to use those credit card points. Yeah, I don't have any credit card stuff for traveling or whatever. I don't know. Apparently, you should get like credit cards for traveling and shit. So maybe I'll start optimizing for travel things to get, but I don't fly that often is the thing. It's not like I'm intending on, flying internationally every like few months or something. Anyway, yes, that was the travel stories from the last few weeks. Get a Chase Sapphire Reserve. I just activated my lounge access. The American Express cards have literally changed my life. Okay, well, can you DM me, Bobby, and tell me what to do? Because that sounds good. I just have whatever my default credit card is at my bank. Just buy us all first class. Dude, it was crazy. I just can't believe that traveling can be like an awesome experience and not miserable. This is wild. It's so unnecessary. Except kind of necessary because of how much better I felt. Anyway, all right, cool. That's all. Thanks for hanging out. Centurion lounges are a godsend. Dude, I get it. The instant I experienced it, I'm like, oh, dude, I fucking get it. Can I send you a referral
Doug not
code?
need tribe
Sure.
gold for Sky
I don't know
Seat.
what that means.
Doug let company pay Sky Bird. Shiny card magic make travel better. Doug amazed by comfy sky. Not beg tribe use own shiny rock. Doug want easy happy sky
All right, thank
fly.
you, Caveman, for your guidance over the course of today. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I would rather have the most important thing to me is the bed, honestly, because that's the thing that changes it from like I am insanely sleep deprived for like 2 to 3 straight days to I am ready to go when I get there, which is like a huge deal, right? The bed is the big one, but then yeah. Anyway, so for like short flights, I don't care. I don't need a nice fancy flight. Amex lounge is only worth it if you use it like 5 times at minimum. I don't know what that means. Anyways, so you got a taste of the rich life. It was awesome. Doug has started his rich man villain arc. Hey, also, I should be clear. I can afford this. The question is not whether I can afford this. I'm not going into credit card debt or anything. I'm doing very well financially. I can afford this. The question is it worth it from like a philosophical perspective? Is it worth spending a shit ton of money for a flight? And it turns out, probably yeah. I never felt that in the past, but probably yeah. It's strictly a matter of principle, of like, do I want to spend my money on this? Anyway, I can't understand the stream without the caveman. Chat is like a caveman. You got you. Children in Africa could fly first class if it wasn't for your greedy ass. I don't think that's how it works. It also makes sense to me how flights work, because you have a bunch of people at the front paying like 5 times as much as everybody else. Like, a bunch of things about flying suddenly made sense. Yeah, no, short flight's definitely not worth the extra money. That makes no sense. Make sure you get a first class ticket when you fly for me and Dinsweat. Yeah, anytime I fly internationally, I'm going to try to do a first class, depending on how much it is and all that. Anyway, all right, that was a fun rant. I hope you enjoyed me talking to you. I am going to now go do other things. What time is it? I still am fairly jet lagged. So, I will probably, I'm going to try to stream more this week. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to play it by ear based off jet lag, but I still need to do another stream for the Rosa stream. Still need to do another stream from the Rosa charity thing, which is that I need to stream all of my old shitty ideas. So I'll probably do that at some point this week. Plus, have another stream where you guys are going to count. So that'll be cool. Something else, probably. Peggle. Twitch chat plays Peggle. Skyrim. I don't know. There's things and stuff. I'm excited to do some, like, chill streams. I'm interested in, like, gameplay type things. Sorry. You're gonna have to watch me play video games. Sure. I will raid somebody. How about Mr. Point Crow? I don't think I've raided him in a little bit, and he is doing his Kaiser Iron Monothon. Raid Point Crow. Cool. It's 3 a.m. and I have uni classes tomorrow. Sick B. I'm not convinced you ever sleep though, for what it's worth. Oh, by the way, so we did, I think I said this already. We did do the aquarium. That was one of the Rosa the Sea Otter things. Is us, we were going to this aquarium and making a vlog out of it. So I have made that, and we will post it on the second channel in the next like couple days. So you can look out for that. And then, yeah, cologne and mugs later this month probably. Yeah, we got stuff. Anyway, go say hello to Mr. Point Crow.
Doug,
be
what
sure
if
to
you
tell
were streaming
him...
a big stream challenge and you had to shit really bad? Like, couldn't leave, but you really had to shit. What would you do?
You know what? I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get there. I don't know, actually. I want to say that I would not shit my pants on stream, and I can't honestly look you in the eyes and say that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, go give Point Crow some advice. Be sure to make up some incredibly irrelevant statistic or fact about Pokemon to help him with his challenge. All right, farewell. See you sometime later this week. Goodbye. Farewell. Goodbye, chat. Bye.